morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. What happened last time? Well, directly before this, R.I.P. Guard. We got his face reveal, and then he went out in a blaze of glory. Oh, that distillery. Big oof. Though, I'm gonna believe in reunion. They're gonna be fine, definitely, right? Totally. Nine, Tallulah, the others. Heck, even that one, like, immortal dude whose name I forget that looks kind of cool. Who just tagging along cause can. And then before that, there was those spooky altar thingies that the vampire dude made. Ah, that one town though. Like, gosh darn it. I did like that one florist person though. And then another thing that happened before that, or around that time. Nightingale. Oh, precious Nightingale. Though let's see how this goes. 13-17. Someone speak your mind. No fear. This'll be fine. What's the worst that'll happen? It's just story mode. No fear when it comes to story mode. Since our scrap with Ursula, they've tightened defenses around that cave. W and her bombs helped us get out once, but that may not work a second time. We haven't been able to get close again, but I'm sure the drifting bones haven't returned yet. That is, I was sure until we all had the same dream. The ash-bleached city engulfed in flames, the shattered walls, the charred corpses piled in every corner. The city did not leave with a dream until we opened our eyes. The flames trampled every settlement, every clan. The place we called Kazda no longer exists, only fire and ruin remain. The despairing giant knelt down and wept. In ancient Sarkaz, the king of Sarkaz is dead. The king killed the king. Why? This should not be. Our city, Kazdel. This would be a curse engraved upon the crown. This would be the beginning of the end of all. The Farinmut has returned. Who is it, the cargo ship Farinmut?
Tomorrow morning, the attack begins. Siege and your exemplars will be responsible for the perimeter. Us, the Rhodes Rabbit, and the Banshee have to get deep into that way station.
Where's that old bitch Kelsey? She's sending us off in the suicide mission without making so much as a cameo appearance.
Her injuries have not yet healed. Ascalon will look after her and the doctor. They will stay behind. Rhodes Island recently came under serious attack. They were trying to take the bunny's crown.
Humph, the crown.
Hoderer, you didn't tell the Victorians the truth. If your plan works, and we go back to Kazdo, what are you gonna do? Even your new Victorian friends are probably not gonna be okay with you bundling war criminals in with Sarkaz caught up in the war. Don't tell me you vowed to bring the Sarkaz home, but never thought through this little problem. Like, are you gonna head off to teach a class on historical reflections to this bunch of grunts dragged off the battlefield? Is it Kazdo Basement University? No. Maybe I'll start a literacy class there. Make sure future Sarkaz have fewer illiterates like W here.
Huh? Do my ears deceive me? Did Hoderer actually make a joke out of Enos's words? On such a serious topic? What happened? Did sucking up to General Manfred teach you a little emotional intelligence?
Humph.
War's over, back to Kazdel. Real funny. We're actually fantasizing about this stuff here. We're mercs, and that's all we're ever gonna be. You're such a lovely Cabernet, Inez. Maybe you could run off to Lathanian and become a governess for some hoity-toity nobles in a big tall tower. You could teach, let me think, how to keep your hair nice and silky in a war zone. How's that sound? That's actually a decent sounding class. I'd be interested in it. But I'd probably be able to apply that to life in general. Not interested. Oof. not bad. 5 stages left for chapter 13. Ayy. Not bad, not bad.
What are you daydreaming about? The battle's about to start. No, I just...
Inez's gaze shifts down to my feet ever so slightly. She's looking at my shadow again. What is it showing? I don't know myself. I'm rarely so calm before an op. Calm gives me a chance to think about all sorts of things. A few trivial things.
I remember you said you wanted to open up a shop in Casdell. Because I didn't have a place to fence stolen goods at the time. Oh yeah. How about we use the first round of tuition from my literacy class for your startup capital?
I like this talk. This is cute. So Hodor is gonna become a teacher. Inez is gonna become a shopkeep. I don't know what W's gonna do, but W's gonna do what W gotta do.
I doubt that class is gonna earn you much. On the other hand, kidnapping a Lithanian governess could fetch a decent ransom. Gotta be at least as much as 10 merc heads. Let's talk about it when we make it home for real. Yeah. Your mental state has me worrying if you can really handle this mission. Did those illusions or the art circles drive you mad?
Maybe they did. In this moment of extreme calm, some tendrils of unease irritate my heart, causing hesitation. Amidst my own surprising thoughts, I find the reason for my anxiety. I'm worried they won't accept me because of some of my ideas. But I have to speak. The arrow is knocked.
Pay no attention to this mopey idiot. Time waits for no man. Once he's staked the vampire and behead Teresa's, then you two can head on back to Casdell to talk over all the interior decorating plans for your love nest. Teresa's. I've been thinking about this for a while, W. You may not like what I'm about to say, but I still have to say it. Huh. Throwing cold water on me before the fight? Pretty much. We can't kill Teresa's, at least not right here, now. It can't be the Sarkaz executing him. Inez was right, those illusions did scramble your brains. Killing him means no Casdell. Whether now or for good. For a good long while after the war, he has to be recorded as a regent, and even be praised by some. Are you out of your mind? I really don't feel like joking about this. We still need to stop the war, and I haven't changed my mind. But Teresa's is taking his place as a cornerstone of Sarkaz's future. Casdell won't survive another split in this war. It can't end with another Sarkaz betrayal, with another Sarkaz civil war. Remember the plan I was talking about before? We need the Sarkaz here to pull out to Victoria before everyone hears about his death. Once everyone knows the Sarkaz have failed, and the threat of Teresa's is gone, what happens then? The Dukes will slaughter every last Sarkaz in Victoria without mercy. The revenge killings will spread to other countries in Centrum, and all civilization will have a justifiable excuse to exterminate the Sarkaz. They'll put together a coalition, just and reasonable, swift and decisive, to divide up all of Teresa's legacies. Can't you picture that? To be honest, I don't give a shit about any consequences of Teresa's dying. All I'm here for is the part where he dies. Coalitions, slaughtering Sarkaz. Weren't they doing that already? Does Teresa's dying mean all the devils are just gonna lose their will to fight back? Ha, no way. I don't buy that. He sent the assassins to kill Teresa, declared himself king, and dragged all of us into the mess we're in today. We don't need to sacrifice ourselves for his Casdell, for his... Don't think you can keep yourself out of it, W. I thought I was really gonna let her have it. Really turn to W, this sad woman. Do you think of yourself as nothing more than a merc? How many people have you brought? From Union to where we stand now, how many Sarkaz have you gathered? You're carrying their lives on your shoulders. I don't fucking care!
But W is wavering. I know her too well. It's not like she hasn't thought about it. She isn't an uncaring leader at all. Looking at it objectively, a whole lot of mercs have stepped up to follow this madwoman.
You have to care. You think you can just keep on killing people, keep up burying bombs in the dirt? You're leading those Sarkaz now. You have to think about how to deal with their hopes and dreams. You have to think through what their lives mean to you.
But
It's not just Teresa's. Don't forget, there's Teresa too. So from all perspectives, all we can be is their successors, the inheritors of their ideals.
I like how they're all just doing their different things at their little camp. Ines is staring off into the darkness, all edgy-like. Odorer is staring at the fire. And W's just chilling.
The two of them. They're the reason the Sarkas could come together in the first place. That's not the real Teresa. That's a fake Teresa that's cooked up. He can't fool me. W, look at yourself. Who do you think you are? You couldn't accept Teresa's death. You're stuck in the shadow of Babel. Like, shut up. You think Amiya's walking ahead of you. You think she's Teresa's handpicked successor. That the king of Sarkas should be thinking about this stuff. You look at her and see another Teresa. You think all you need to do is follow the king. Shut up. Are you trying to gross me out? You think you don't deserve to inherit anything. What kind of joke is this? You think you get me? You're my mentor now. You're gonna raise me, teach me, huh, Holderer? You're just a merc, not much higher on the ladder than me. But you're so deluded you can stand up and call yourself a successor or whatever of whatever. Ugh, it's so gross. The little bunny, I'm gonna follow her. She was in the right place at the right time to be chosen. Chosen by Teresa to become the leader of Rhodes Island, who stopped Reunion and Tallulah, who broke her way into Lindinium today. So what about you, W? What exactly does Teresa mean to you? Some distant ethereal symbol who once gave you a place to stay, one specific flesh and blood royal, or the path she stood for? For this land to fall into peaceful slumber. Ugh. So, that's why I say she's a fake.
Holder, what's with this talk before the big fight? I'd rather you talk more about opening up your school and Ines running a shop than this. Look at you, Holder, you made it awkward.
Ines, how have you managed to hold back from killing him this long? Because I'm not deluding myself most of the time. Ugh, spare me. Whatever, Holderer. I know what I have to do, and I'm not going to kill you to shake up morale this time. You should be kissing my feet. Polish that sword of yours good. We've got a war tomorrow. She ran off again. Do you really think she could be a decent leader? She's organized a whole lot of mercs. Heh. Are they really mercs, though? How much money does W have to hire them? And how much does she earn for them with the things she does? Alright then, why are they following her? No matter what she says, it's another revenge for Teresa hunting down the assassins or just randomly bombing her way across the land. She's definitely walked her path. The ones who follow her really are sad. But people forget how young she is. She's got lots of room for improvement. We can hope. Also, the startup capital for your shop, not a joke.
Oh, back to the talk about the shop. Cute. That's what I like. I know, right? He's just asking the same question over and over to W. I like the part about talking about opening up a school and funding Ines's shop. Everything else, I would be so annoyed. I'd be like W, like, shut up, old man. Like, stop asking me this stuff. If I don't want to answer, I don't want to answer. Like, I understand you, W. If you don't want to speak about that stuff, it's okay. It's all G.
I know.
Ooh, and now we're switching to another area.
The Exemplars is fully equipped. Some of the Ladinium Self-Salvation Corps volunteered to join our team. Yes, tallying up the remnants of the various ducal forces we've gathered, refugees who wanted to join the fight, and these militia men from the Self-Salvation Corps. We have the strength of roughly 6 or 7 platoons. Siege. We best formally establish a military structure of the Exemplars, appointing officers such that our chain of command can. Lieutenant Shearer, this team is not a true military unit. It is not the Victorian Army. True, we have some soldiers. But aside from you and the remnants of Duke Windermere's forces led by Delphine, the rest are ordinary folk who want to fight, workers, farmers, merchants, and of course, street ruffians.
Ooh, hello, hello.
Should we forcibly incorporate them into 1 or 2 combat units? Arm them and subordinate them to officers. Then what is the difference between us and the Dukes? The Exemplars is a fine name, but I believe it should bring the people nothing but hope. Or to speak less grandly, it should bring the people something intangible, the likes of which the Duke's high-speed battleships can't bring. Which is to say, the Exemplar should not be a heroic force captained by the heir to the throne wielding the realm blade. I'm rather repulsed by such titles. But then, how are we to organize our combat operations? Speaking of combat operations, a considerable portion of our team has not undergone any regular military training. When in Londinium, do as the Londiniers do, eh? Just as we did in Chetle, just as the Self-Salvation Corps did in Londinium. We're killing the Sarkaz in our familiar way, with our familiar friends. No offense, Sarkaz. None taken. No harm done. The ritual has been terminated, but the blessings bestowed on the Sarkaz blood have not completely gone with it. Over Londinium Way, ancient with witchcraft stirs. Our mortal enemy operates with unknown purpose, but the urgency they reveal presents an opportunity for a breakthrough. We'll be extra cautious. Then, let's snatch that bone back.
Are we gonna fight now? I wanna fight.
I crave violence.
I mean nothing? Oh, we're back here now.
Starting the siege. The plan was a success. The Victorian attack did distract a portion of the forces here. We're in, and it's here. You, are you the Sarkaz from last time? How did you... Is this a joint attack with the Victorians? Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Get out of here. We are taking that fair and mud.
Kill the traitors! Kill these Sarkaz traitors! Ursula isn't here to welcome us. Logos guessed right. Looks like she's too busy.
Ursula, what are you doing, girl? Come on, I want to see you again. And then invite you to my Rhodes Island.
Huh. You didn't let me come in here last time. This sucker's huge. Can I blow it into 2 halves? No, stay with the team.
Get onto its spine and seize its operator.
Amiya.
Yes, I feel it. He's here. I follow the Banshee's gaze to the shadow cast on the rock. A hint of blood invades my nostrils. Does a skeleton have veins? I wonder if this very much the same size as that one from the Grinning Valley. Because that was a pretty big eyeball. So I feel like it might be the same size actually. And now I'm debating where I want to put people. Actually, I'll do this way. This is fine. But look at those shield bros just standing there menacingly down there. And then those are the evil worms. But this is fine so far. I believe. I just gotta set things up quickly. As one do. Okay, let me get that ready. Me.
Move!
Come on, thingamabobber. Move. Oi. Oi. Can you just like get out of the way so I can move this thing? Okay, thanks. Worm at the top, can you just stop too? Excuse you? You're in my way. So rude. Okay, right there's decent. I might regret that positioning, but it's okay for now. You know what? No regrets here. There would never be regrets here. Yeah, this is fine so far. Let's see how this goes. Man, I really gotta go through like the actual like mission level instead of story level.
Oh wait.
Ursula, I said I want to see you, girl, but not like this. Can we just not be enemies? Can we skip past that and become best friends already?
Ursula, Ursula? Hey. 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 Hey, lady. No.
Ready to go. Clear.
But she's just standing there, so I think it's okay right now.
Just standing there menacingly, but it's okay.
Because we're on our way to becoming besties. We just have to bond with our fists, and then we're gonna be the bestest of friends. That is how it works. Oh, look at her. She disappeared because she's feeling shy.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
Throw out your chest. As in a treasure chest? If you're gonna throw out your treasure chest, give it to me. I will take it. I'll use it as storage, or I'll use it as a seat. Both. A storage seat, actually. Ooh! First thing fighting. Okay, I got this.
Oh, are those ghosts? Spooky, scary. Look at them in their glowing hands.
No fear. I'm just gonna set the board up though, because
I may not feel fear, but I do feel some intimidation.
I don't appreciate that feeling. Okay, they should be fine. They're just standing there for now.
But I should be getting these thingies ready.
Oh, there's so many of them. I don't like that. Ew. Just bonk these dudes. Okay. Oh, they turn into flower thingies. Okay.
Oh no, there's too many.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We chill here. Just gonna slowly push that forward. Oh wait, there's dudes at the top too, my bad. Okay, just gonna slowly push that one forward too.
Oh no, they're moving!
Shoot, I can't go that far, but you know it's okay. It's fine. Let's just prep that a little bit more. Gonna do this, and then at the top... Oh! Oh, it's Ursula again! Hey girl! Now she's not feeling shy anymore. She's here to say hello to us. Wow, how friendly of her. Hey, Ursula. I think I gave her a proper greeting.
Now let's send that thing forward, because why not?
Okay. Ooh, welcome, welcome.
For the gacha luck. Speaking of gacha luck,
I feel some fear. I ended up simping hard for Archetype Earth. I got her to the NP4,
which I feel proud about, but at the same time, Lady Avalon, I love you.
But if you reject me this time, I understand, because I don't have as much offerings for her as I would have if I didn't do the thing and go for more that funny vamp lady. Oh, it's this guy again. In my wardrobe, I have a drawer specifically for collecting medals. The medal I received upon graduating from Sire Military College, the 15-year service medal from the Defense Forces, the Londinium Freedom Medal awarded to me by City Hall 4 years ago. After quelling the chaos in the city, deeper in the drawer are the remnants of a previous order passed down through my family, the emblem of the View Vanguard, a piece of brick from Lingoness, and a golden cup awarded by His Majesty Corsica I. The cup is now split into 2 pieces, and the etchings on top are unclear. However, I remember the layout of each pattern, and the expressions on each relief figure. This is all that my parents, my uncles, my aunts, all that they hoped for, the glory of Gaul, a glory that cannot be denied and would never fade. I want to see his collection of drawer, like his medal drawer. I know it! I should have went for NV5 or NV6, but that can be for another time. Maybe I'll get lucky for whenever she comes back. What did it cost? All my sanity, basically, to get her that high. But it's okay, you know? What sanity? I don't need sanity. And I used up pretty much all of my gacha luck. Heck, in Star Rail, I'm especially salty. I do still want Jade's light cone, but oh my goodness. I lost the 50-50 and I got Himeko's light cone. I felt such mixed feelings because I'm like, oh, it's a 5-star light cone. It's erudition. And then it was Himeko. I was just like, wow, amazing. Thank you, game. It's okay though. I still have time. Yeah, I still have time and I get paid on the 19th. So I can just live off of bread. Bread is good. I can just buy a jar of peanut butter, a giant loaf of bread, and eat that every day. Haha. And then I'm set.
The cup is quite weighty. You should be able to sell it for a good price. The market for gaulish pieces have always been brisk. Even if you just melt the thing and sell it as raw gold, it should be enough for you to easily buy an apartment in the finest part of any city. Here's the key to my home, keep it. The things are in the wardrobe. Pick a place and start over. Forget everything that happened this past year. Call it a fleeting nightmare. Sir, it was you who saved me when those sarcasms were chasing me. You hid me in the Defense Forces office. I should be thanking you. I'm no longer a member of the forces or your gaulish compatriot. You didn't have to. Take it. If you find anything else in the house you like, it's yours. The memories mean little to me anymore. You want to hide here for a while yet, until the situation stabilizes. The military commission has disarmed the defense forces. As it stands now, you're no different from the Victorian civilians to the Sarkas. But our comrades are still outside. Some of them are, unsettled. I want to see them all. They've all been captured.
Except for you, because you're the chosen one, bro. Look at you. You even get all of the money that he has. Mr. Former Defense Forces soldier. The chosen one.
I handed them all over to the military commission myself. You... what?
The anger in his eyes deflates before I can reach a peak. A coward. I evaluated him as much in the past. He may have had some courage in battle, but ultimately he is a coward. He survives here with me in ignominy. He can't be compared to those warriors who resist Sarkas. He could never compare. Could I? Huh. I don't care. It's been a long time since I cared.
Sir, what are you going to do next? Me? The sanguine arc of the vampires has been waiting for me for some time. Stay here. Stay here. Wait until it's all done before you go. If you want to live, you'd best pray that when you open the door, the cheering you hear is Victorians and not the devils.
Well, he really is a chosen one, even getting the house to himself now. Cheering Victorians. The first thing that comes to mind is, surprisingly, that Victoria will win. No, it's probably just the force of habit, naturally. I hope that Teresa's will win. That's the prerequisite to him restoring Gaul. All my sacrifices, all my betrayals, all my unforgivable sins were enacted in the service of Gaul. Ooh, have fun. I still gotta try that game. Yes, of course, I serve Gaul. I hope. For Leto, about him personally, I don't really care about him, but now I'm rooting for that one guy he's giving everything to. I hope that guy that's remaining in the house lives and gets to keep the house and becomes rich because he has lots of stuff to sell. Groups of people are led out by the Sarkas forces, heading for the city walls in the distance. The Sarkas intend to fortify Londinium, and I'm afraid the final battle lies right before us. Do they plan to defend the Victorian capital? Perhaps. Some of the men cast resentful glances at me. I know them. We once shared a toast. No one stops me. The Sarkas don't care what I'm doing, what I'm going. Even if you open the door for a caged foul beast, where can it fly? Walking down the streets. Oh, it's her again. Renee Leto? I didn't expect to encounter you like this. We haven't seen her in a while. This may be a good sign. At least you haven't been executed by the Sarkas. Do you have time to chat?
I know you. You're Clovicia, the little leader of the Self-Salvation Corps, yes? We've cleared out all your bases. The remaining forces should have all fled Londinium. Why are you still here?
Some of the thanks to go to the defense forces, and some go to the caster for keeping her promise. Her Trilby Asher did indeed ensure the smooth evacuation of the Self-Salvation Corps.
The Duke of Castor. I guessed your identity a long time ago, but now, no matter which of the dukes you're a vassal or puppet of, I no longer care. I may not know how capable you really are, but Londinium as she stands is no place for a rebellious child to be wandering around. Go back to your hiding place. Treasure the fact that the Sarkas have not caught you yet. I'll pretend I never saw you.
Leto, you've been covering Londinium for long enough. After losing contact with the Self-Salvation Corps, I quickly found new objectives to work on in Londinium. We were betrayed too, and I don't even know who the traitors were. But I don't have time to dwell on that. The situation within the city far surpasses our understanding of a nomadic city under occupation. What's happening now is something you won't find in the history books.
I know that better than anyone.
But have you seen what's going on outside the city? I've seen the Sarkas art circles, the red lights in the sky, the war machines in their many forms. Things unlike the military equipment of any ordinary nation. I've seen hexcrafters floating in midair, seizing control of the sky, forcing drones and art alike to flail. I used to think the descriptions of the Sarkas military and the so-called Nachzerer were tall tales, literary embellishment for horror's sake. I don't think that anymore. When death itself opens its doors, what man-made hell do we face?
And what are the dukes?
The ducal armies. They're resilient, grand, but they stand on the horizon, out of reach. I suppose you may be feeling guilt and melancholy, perhaps mixed with a dash of pride. You ponder the cruel choices you've made, but your mission is now accomplished. I guess you proposed a deal to Teresa's regarding the nomadic cities that once belonged to Gaul. Londinium is too small, she can't contain the Sarkas' ambition. He's simply using this place to provoke the expansionist lust of Terra's other powers. Do you honestly believe he cares at all for your Gaul? Londinium's fall is complete, but you are no fool, you see it. The military commission of Kasdo has no intention of occupying Victoria.
Correct, I am no fool. I never once placed my hopes in Teresa's keeping his word.
And yet you still had a hand in so many tragedies. Are you trying to create an opportunity? Like what the Sarkas are doing for Kasdal? Perhaps this war will exhaust the ducal militaries, making space for the ghost of Gaul to return to the land of the living. But the question is, do you actually believe that, Renee Leto?
What else can I believe in? I've admitted my weakness. Do you need me to admit my stupidity, my despair, my irrelevance? What do you want from me?
Cooperation. The Self-Salvation Corps, those resisting the Sarkas, those struggling for survival among victorious nonsensical nobility. They all still have a choice. And that which you seek, your so-called Gaul, may also exist within that chance.
Gaul, oh Gaul. It seems you're still willing to fight. For a person like you, the Dusty Rebel is a platform from which to grab the next ledge. For you, those like you, for the military commission, you are strong enough to subvert a nation, to change the course of history, not to mention, manipulate the fate of one or two men like me.
Enough of the self-pity. There's so much we can do before hell descends upon us. Whether you consider this a form of atonement, or the beginning of a new struggle, doesn't matter to me. But Leto, I hope we can.
Now then, oh great one, can you tell me? How might I save myself? There it is, you haven't a clue yourself. Let me by.
You really won't turn back?
I won't.
Then I can't say I wish you well. Your hands are stained with the blood of so many, with the blood of my friends, and you carry on with such despicable decisions. Renee Leto!
That'll do then. Run along now, the Sarkas are coming. I still have to say goodbye.
Get out of here then, Leto! Seslingones Bygant nos. Gosh, what does this mean? Please have a translation afterwards. What are they singing? I don't know. I'm gonna just butcher it all, so give me the English translation, please. Oi. No? No translation for me? Oof. Oh wait, is this the translation now? Vieux Vanguard living in the city. Why is he the first thing to come to my mind at this moment? Or not? No translation for me. Sadness.
Name, rank, unit! Your baton is pressed against my waist rather harshly, sir. Firm as law. Report. Name, rank, and units. Soldat. Lingonus Youth Vanguards. 2E Regiment. De la Garde Sotante. Caporaletto. My unit?
Who are you, old man?
Yes, your unit. I've never seen you before. You have. You just forgotten, sir. Have I? L'Emperor, Sa Majest. He ordered me to recover here, but I want to know what's happening on the front lines. Leroy Sorcier, the wicked Witch King, did our fleet destroy him? I saw it on the television. The Victorian Duke with the great, big, huge beard. His army. Do they wish to betray Sa Majest? Our great emperor? Will they stab him in the back, too? Sir, Londinium has fallen. C'est bien, good. I'll be promoted. To the Vieux Vanguard. You. It's not your time yet. You still need to prove yourself.
He's nearly 90 years old. He's been not entirely there for quite some time, forgetting nearly everything. Hey, this dude's about the same age as one of my grandpas. For decades, his mind has remained in the Golden Age when the Gaulishmen joined Corsica I marched into Lithuanian. The nurses always said that he had only a year to live, but he's still here. He has a year to live, and another year to live, and another year, and another year, and another year. He's lived to see Gaul become history. He's lived to Londinium, teetering on the edge of her grave. Before I left the Defense Forces, I issued one last order to guarantee the safety of this sanatorium. This is the only thing I did for myself in my entire long service to the forces.
I brought you a Rhame champagne from Lingonus, your favorite. Have a seat, won't you? A fine drink, Caporal. Says Lingonus.
What are you singing, sir? Please give me a translation. I do not understand. I am not cultured enough. Sir, please.
Please tell me.
What you singing?
When you sing that song, it's as if there never was any pain, as if you've never aged a day.
Sir, come on. I bet it's a happy song? Maybe? I can't tell.
I've never seen Lingoness. You told me again and again about those magnificent halls, the flourishing road networks. Do you remember Golding, the girl who visited you with me so many years ago? She's dead. She died for this cruel, unshakable, blood-stained world. And I'm one of the murderers responsible for it all. I don't know what to feel for her. But she's gone, she's out of my sight, and she'll certainly never see me anymore. I'm frightened, sir. A girl called Amia says that all I've done was done out of cowardice. I once confessed to Golding that my only goal was to survive the ruin to come. But I still hope. Even if it's just a pretext, I still hope. That from the ruins, a new Gaulishman will rise. No, that's not it. I wish Golding could keep on teaching the children under the sunshine among the fragrance of the flowers. Her persistence was truly beautiful. But me, I'm the one who, I've done all I can, sir. It's tiring. Do you think we still have a future?
He'd fallen asleep minutes ago. Right then. I draw my saber, a sword that once belonged to a Gaulishman. I think it might be better to let him remain in that dream before the Sarkas force their way in. At least it'll be a splendid dream. But me, despicable man that I am, dare not reach out to pollute. So the song is probably Gull's national anthem. Even more so, I want to know the translation. The blood of the aged youth vanguard splatters my hands. The Prince of Blood himself, the sanguinarch of vampires, looks silently at the extravagant decor of the Victorian palace. The expression on his face could be described as serene.
You came, Leto. Here I thought you'd find somewhere to hide. No, of course not. I was always going to come find your highness. You seem spirited today. I'm pleased. Ever since that old Gaulish teacher of yours died, you've been quite the buzzkill. I made a bet with my children. They wagered that you were about to die.
With your children? Sanguinarch, you have kids?
But I believed in you, Leto. Have a drink with me to the defeat of your enemies, the death of the nation of Victoria. I'll begin the ritual myself, bestowing the most ancient curse, the most tragic end. And so I'll be leaving soon. Even my own kin don't enjoy such an honor. You should be grateful. You know, your highness. By the time I was born, Gaul's capital had already been razed by the Duke of Wellington and his despicable accomplices.
A city annihilated. As one breathed a sigh.
Now it seems he will do the same to Londinium. Will you weep for her? I just didn't expect it. Duke Wellington dismantled Lingonez, pulling those mobile plates apart. Heh, so silly, so boring, the Victorians. Would you like to settle the blood debt with your own hands? I admire your persistence. I could grant you such an opportunity. Your Highness is most magnanimous.
I bow deeply, but I feel his gaze lingering on me.
Ah, pathetic. Mean, fickle, cowardly, self-righteous, begging for mercy out of fear, self-destructing out of despair. But I'm still very curious about you. In the scheme of your insignificant life, we spent quite some time together. Do you really think you can kill me, Leto? You won't.
My very blood grips my heart.
You may think to yourself this sarcasm is so arrogant, so contemptuous. On the contrary, Leto, considering what I'm about to see, I am positively filled with affection for you. You are a fool, yes, and despicable indeed. You should cherish your blood. At first, I thought they might have some more interesting uses. Such hasty farewells between us.
The Gaulishman's sword. I do my best to reach it. The despicable man's sword.
Poor man, keep trying. Give it all you've got, and you just might reach the hilt. I'll grant. What is it you're trying to say? I'm saying.
The blood cuts across my throat, cold, chilling. I see my filthy blood gushing from my neck. The crimson liquid stains his clothes and splashes his face. Ha!
I'm saying I'll grant you my blood, vile leech. You'll never boast about the purity of your blood ever again. Because the despicable Rene Leto has polluted it.
What kind of thing is this, Leto? I'm gonna get you, sir. Watch this. Blah! That's right. I bled all over you. Take that, vampire.
Leto, I'm so confused.
What? Leto, my dude. What was that supposed to do? Like, oh no, you got your blood on me. On my fancy clothes. Is that it? What?
Leto. I don't understand you, Leto.
But that's one way to go out, I guess. Leto, what the heck? The heck, Leto? Okay, wait, how are we gonna do this? Let's see how this goes. Oh wait, I should have had people facing up. Like, already. Oh well, my bad.
Too late.
Actually, no, facing that way is fine. Though, Leto, what the heck? Ah, well.
Let's see, I wanna go up here. This is fine. Might as well do that already. Assert dominance.
Okay, yeah, this is fine. And then one facing this way. I should be the healer suit, you know, that'd be smart.
Yeah, I can be semi-smart.
That's it. Now time to push those things forward.
I gotta make those things explode soon.
Let's just get that ready.
Oi, can you just like stop doing that?
Come on, get a little bit closer. Okay, that's fine. It'll slowly move. Actually, I'll make it move faster.
Move!
Yeah. Okay, getting that ready.
Might as well face the air, why not? For the funsies, just face that way.
I'm all stocked.
Go get him. I like how she's mainly aiming for that thingy.
Then again, I did make it go out there, so of course they're gonna aim for it. Oh look, now it's gone. Time to aim for the enemy. And let's put her here. Okay, all good. Alrighty. Sanguinary billows. Okay, it looks similar to the last map.
Let's see how this goes. Okay, no fear.
Yeah, it's around the same. And I feel like I should be able to face them the same way as last time. That's fine. Actually, no, I'm gonna be even edgier and go a bit further. Actually, I should bring her out too. Silly me. I need to bring out someone to.
Oh no, I gotta bring out a healer soon.
Oh shoot. A silly me. Okay, that's fine. That's a decent positioning. Okay. Over here. And then, oops, not that. Over here. Yeah. Slowly get rid of these dudes, and then over here. Over here. Okay, pushing that one forward as one dude to assert dominance. Push this one forward too. Get out of here. Get.
Are you trying to push that one away? No, you cannot.
Don't even try it. Thanks. Okay, facing this way.
Oi. Let me push the thingies.
I guess I'll have to push it this way. Oh wait, Susie can do a thing. Susie, help push the thingies, please. Oh no, it's gonna go poof soon. Actually, it's almost there. Come on, get there. Yeah. I am proud of you.
Did a thing.
Okay, there's two more. Where are you? Come out, wherever you are. Oh, there you are. Adorable. Might as well get that ready.
Oi, hurry up.
Yay, we did a thing. What did I make of Leto's end? Confusing as heck, like, Leto, really? Really, Leto, is that how you're gonna go out like that? Being like, hey, hey, look at me bleeding on the vampire. How dull.
Did you think this would anger me, offend me? Did you think I would kick your corpse in anger, curse your insolence? I'm not going to do any of that, Leto. Renee Leto. Insignificant man. Same as the land itself in my eyes. An annoyance. Do you think this act could give meaning to your pathetic life? Still so conceited, Leto. I won't give you another thought, not so much as a momentary glance.
Honestly, same, Mr. Sanguinarch. That's how I feel about Leto too. Like, really, Leto? You thought you did something there?
Teresa's vampire. If memory serves, I have some sort of role in your hypocritical military commission. But I haven't seen a war report from you in quite some time. Nor have you attended any commission meetings in quite some time. You've always had the requisite command authority. Command authority. I don't need to command my offspring. They serve me naturally. They serve their court. Then you need to manage them better. The wars and approaches and your underlings need to play a more significant role. Their wanton behavior vexes me. The Western Front is wasting time. This is necessary for the ritual. Without enough blood and tears, how are we supposed to gather enough material for the witchcraft? You and Teresa told me about the ancient door you found, covered in scabs. Is the source of all Sarkaz suffering, the origin of our fate, really behind that door? The preparations for the ritual are complete. But one of the nodes, the town of Brentwood, is under attack by our enemies. Are you dispatching me to resolve this trifling nuisances for you, Teresa's? Oh, that reminds me. O Reverend Regent of the Military Commission. Since the Commission has noted this as such a crucial town, why did it not prepare any significant defense? No shrouded casters, meat puppets, or any haphazardly bewitched, flesh-woven brutes? I indulged you and your sister on account of your dazzlingly powerful souls. Weak Sarkaz call you Regent, and the Confessori have gathered around you, bringing Teresa back to you. The Regent and the resurrected King of Sarkaz. What a fascinating pair of siblings. But all this owes to your actions, your power, not your status. Power. Humph. I have blessed this battlefield in order to cast the grandest of curses. I, in my benevolence, as head of one of the oldest of the courts, have awakened the power hidden within the blood of the Sarkaz. And so, Teresa's, have you felt it? Does my boon delight you? Oh, but how much power can be drawn from your mixed blood? The end is near. It's making you restless. Conceal your weakness. Or shall I say, do you need a reminder to? Heh. I will complete the final part of the ritual for you, proud Regent. But it is not in service of the narrow ambitions of you and your sister. Eyes always fixed on the nomadic city bearing the false name of Kasdel.
Ooh, hello, hello. Yeah, I believe I can probably finish chapter 13 for reals. Which is nice. Then I can focus on just farming the rerun event. Ah, yes, I gotta prepare myself mentally, especially after this event. After this event, we're getting Shu, right? I'm small kind scared about summoning for Shu. I want her. I want to collect all of the siblings. I need to have an awesome family reunion at my Rhodes Island.
It's just another resting place in that painful river. Teresa's ready. The shot will soon unleash a power that Victoria could never imagine. The skeleton is waiting for the hub outside the encampment. You can go from there to Brentwood. Exciting, isn't it? Teresa's, you always wear such dull, lifeless faces. I've seen it. A black light rising over the horizon, like a wall of obsidian. They'll eventually found a real city. Heh, you mock my impatience, but isn't silence the best way to conceal your deepest thoughts? If only I could go back in time to see it for myself. If you really can retrieve the power that could reshape this great land, the which the Sarkaz first reached out to touch, Originium, then I will, on your behalf, spread the name of Kasda to every scrap of land I set foot on.
The Sarkaz, my people, have abandoned their past for too long. They hate, they curse, they swear revenge upon our enemies. So disappointing. My people have forgotten even the origin of their bloodline, forgotten the names of our ancestors. They mate in numbness and sorrow, giving birth to generations of hideous mixed-blood offspring. What do you mean, hideous? They throw themselves into the shadows of the nomadic cities, hiding in the streets, begging invaders for food.
I have lost interest in Victorian blood. And the Sarkas who are satisfied with it, they infuriate me even more. From the moment Sarkas first called themselves Sarkas, from the moment this world alienated them, it's enough to drive one mad with rage.
Oh, back to the Fahrenheit.
My prince, the drifting of the Fairmont is about to end, and we will soon arrive at the way station near Brentwood. The town has been occupied by Victorians, and they're clearing out your creations. Creations? Those mindless insects are nothing more than a few drops of residual blood carelessly spilled by the children of the Crimson Court, while painting runes on crystals. Let the Victorians celebrate their victory. My mistake, forgive me, Your Highness. I look to the military commission's major, a Sarkas. Teresa's has arranged so many children to wander outside the court in this system of his. You're called Ursula. Yes, Your Highness. Your blood is mixed with too much alcohol.
So that's what he means by mixed blood. Her blood is mixed with alcohol, my blood is mixed with caffeine.
I can forgive hedonism and indulgence, but your hesitation disappoints. I can wash those away for you, Major. I am grateful for your benevolence, my prince, but I can handle myself. I will endeavor to do better. She bows her head, the nerves have gripped her, but at least these mixed blood children understand how to resist, which compensates somewhat for their ignorance. Ursula. Ursula the Time Stealer, a popular household story. Ha! Ursula has taken the reins of this particular skeleton. Amusing! Just a coincidence, Your Highness. When I took the name, I never thought I would really be any kind of hero. Hero? Ursula was a coward. He couldn't even look directly into the eyes of this Fahrenheit, daring only to hide in the turbulent currents it stirred up, waking some of the people immersed in illusion. So I sent him on such a mission, of course, to save many people.
Hollow murmurs echo throughout the space.
What is it? Have recognized me at last?
Dead silence. Its intelligence has long been stripped away. Only an empty shell remains to react. It's reacting, it's like, hey, how dare you call me pathetic?
My prince, we're nearly there. We may encounter some illusions. No need to remind me. I've dealt with this one far more than you ever have.
The Ashen Castel, sent to its doom in diabolic flames. They sweep through the tents of all the clans. I can hear the roar of the flames. I can hear the lamentations of the flames. Why are we still surrendering? Why are we so weak? Are you satisfied with this? Are you satisfied? Then I, in your behalf. My ancient can kneel and weep in the ruins. The king of Sarkas is dead. The king killed the king. I know he's just a ripple in the illusion. I know this is our unchangeable history. In ancient Sarkas,
you worked hard to build this Ashen Castle, and the Sarkas have a home again. But doesn't its diminutive size infuriate you? The Outblood invaders deprived the Tikas of their ancestral land. So you started to compromise, shrinking and distorting that which stands for your home. To a plain, a circle of fields, until you can only call it your city, your village. This is the starting point of Sarkas' weakness. And now I look back from the end point.
The illusions are over.
The skeleton has returned to its lair.
My prince, it is my duty to remind you that the forces in control of the Brentwood core art circle are nearby. They may not be aware that the skeleton leaves a trace. Our return may have been exposed. Your power is undeniable. But among our enemies, there may be...
No matter. Have our enemies destroyed the ritual nodes? The battlefield art circles cast by the skeleton were merely the tendrils, extremities of the Crimson Court's grasp. In any case, since we've come to the end, allow me to personally stand at the center of this most ancient ritual.
The sun is rising, and the first rays of blood red have already spilled through the damaged cave of the way station. A new day, but this day will be different from all the sorrowful days that have come before.
For Chaser, eh? The crowned hunter, our first king of Sarkaz. If your soul still lingers among the myriad after thousands of years.
Enough dark clouds have accumulated atop the spire known as a shard. The foolish Victorians see the storm as nothing more than a spear to be thrown. How shallow, their inherently corrupt nature, always inclined towards conflict. I close my eyes, feeling the art circle is composed of blood-red crystals, feeling all the blood that has flowed through this land since the war. No, since we degraded ourselves into Sarkaz. They tremble at my mercy. They boil at my call.
If you watch us yet, the descendants of your lost homeland. If those distant legends that have been distorted and painted over are not lies, then let the suffering in that cradle descend again. Let us reclaim the lost fate of the Tikaz.
A drop of blood drips from my eye. It flows down my face. Is he crying tears? I mean, not crying tears, crying blood. Ooh, hello, hello. Such a distant voice answers me. It's as if I could reach out and touch it. That door, long buried in dust and smoke, is slowly loosening. The storm over Londinium is playing a new movement. It seems something is missing. A loud noise. Explosions of life!
As we thought, the Victorians are attacking here.
We will do what we can to buy you some time to complete the ritual, my prince.
The Victorians? Heh. Teresa's, you really have surprised me.
Ooh, thank you, thank you.
No. Girl called Ursula, we're not facing any such Victorians. Our guests deserve to witness this moment. Another pureblood, still a young Nell, and the usurper king of Sarkaz. No matter who they are, the military commission's plan must be executed. I'll strengthen my connections with the Fairmouth as much as possible, in order to prevent them from reaching this place. My prince, please. You have no standing from which to advise me. I do so want to see. What cliches will they spot at me this time? What moments of despair can they show me? Now then, Major, you stay here. The suspenseful work of yours is over.
Ooh, he's making a move. How many years have these hollow skeletons gone unfilled? 4 centuries? 5? At the time, I was not yet master of the Crimson Court. At the time, I could still hear the arrogant whispers of the putrid War King. I could still hear the sounds of the arch lyre of the Jal, torturing the night away. At the time, even if the vampires were hostile to them, these mighty souls surging with hatred and faith made my heart swell. At the time, the Sarkaz were already a scattered people with no home to call their own. By the time, I could see the remnants of their proud souls. Ruin. A sea of blood devours the curse.
Are you still toying with these pathetic words? These false curses, Banshee? Why don't you face the power that truly belongs to you? The power gathered in your blood. Isn't the elegy you can sing now so much more melodious? Alas, you are silent, never to open your mouth. Vampire. What is it you're trying to reach? This is no ritual recorded in Sarkaz literature.
What is it calling? I think I see a seed. You're trying to awaken it with this millennia-old witchcraft, to nourish it with the art circles on the battlefields, and control it with this storm over the shard. You must be stopped. You'll destroy Londinium. It'll be nothing but a heap of rubble full of originium. No, not only that. At the scale, with this much power, I can even see the revenge of the Sarkaz will drag all of Terra into the abyss.
Revenge. Courteous, you still claim to be the king of Sarkaz, but your views are so biased. 200 years ago, a coalition of Tehran nations destroyed Kazda once. And now, do you think we would bring pain and destruction to Victoria's simple vengeance for their conquest 2 centuries ago? I'm disappointed once again. The black crown lingers in your head, and indeed, this is yet another ridiculous thing wrought by the King of Sarkaz. Killing an enemy and butchering a country, burying a city and annihilating a culture. These things are not different for the Sarkaz. These are far from enough to be called resistance. We've come to Lindinium, this outblood capital, not for any kind of retaliation. Seed? Not a bad description. Watch and see what sights this seed will bring. You're a narrow-minded one, vampire. No flowery words can change the nature of what you're doing. You call me silent. Rest assured, vampire, you will hear me speak. Fetters, fall heavy on your body. Amiya.
Squishy sound. The black crown appears over the outblood's head. A black spear pierces my scapula. What? So easy. No, it's not. Fresh blood gushes out. The King of Sarkaz has opened a wound for me. This is the blood so preciously bestowed to me and my ancestors for millennia. I carefully select the blood of my choice. The masters of the Crimson Court have a responsibility to, day after day, wipe away even the most minute hint of impurity. But the reason we are so pure is not that this bloodline has never been lost, never been defiled, but because I finally found it. A drop of blood. It has been passed down through the millennia. Tikka's blood. The land falls silent, the rivers stagnate, the air moans. The entire world turns solemn. As I reach out my hand, it floats slowly in front of me. It does not drip. It only goes up, up. His blood! He's going to complete the ritual. He's like, joke's on you, I'm into this. Thank you for stabbing me. Tikka's blood is now gone from our world.
The incantation left in Lindinium was just destroyed in an instant. What happened in Lindinium? Amiya, end this battle quickly. I feel some kind of...
Oh, it's raining.
Don't be so hasty, honored guests.
Blood crawls over the bones. Bloodstains emerge from the decay.
It's just such a great opportunity. In the sight of the first curse, perhaps today we can bid farewell to the last King of Sarkaz.
Nah, we ain't bidding farewell.
Ooh, boss fight.
Oh, I only have to defend one area. That's okay. Methinks? Yeah, it's fine. No fear. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe. For a few moments, perhaps more than a few moments, no Sarkaz dare to speak. It takes away all things and shapes all things.
What is that? The blessing the Sanguinarch left to Sarkaz hasn't faded. But just now, could the doctor have been talking about?
Blood rises from the spine of the Fahrenmut, apparently only a drop, but it draws all eyes. It leaves the intertwined bones, dancing in the dim cave, rising in the freshly sprinkled sunlight. A drop of blood, just one drop of blood. Pure blood. Glorious blood. It has been wounded, it has been betrayed, it has been forgotten to the point of being spurned. For millennia, the land called it a disaster, treated it as an enemy, trampled it until it abandoned its glory and defiled its body. Tikka's became Sarkaz, their homeland lost. Today, the blood of those with the homeland returns from history. All men across the land should pay tribute to it. The bead of blood dissolves, and silence reigns. No explosions, no vibrations, no grand visions or chaotic whispers. Even if blocked by the hills, all eyes turn toward Lindinium. At this point, all the storms called by the Shard feel like nothing but harmless drizzle. Now, what gathers atop the tower can no longer be called just a dark cloud. The storm has become a cradle.
Hoderer, W, look alive. Do it! W, where are the bombs you buried? Hit your detonator now. Don't have to tell me twice. No guesses, Hoderer. We only take on opponents we know we can handle. I know. W's bombs are tore through the defensive lines. We got a breakthrough. Tangled with them way too long. Ami and Logos went on ahead of us. They'll deal with that worst of our trouble. As for the others, follow the path that cleared and climb the Fernmut's bones with those gangways. Damn it, these guys! Don't let them get any further. Commander Ursula is pulling up the gangways.
The trembling nerve bundles begin to close, and the bone gangways start to drift. The Fernmut has decided not to let anyone walk on its spine.
The traitors die here. We'll take the corpses to the tent of the Notchzera King to nourish our next victory. Huh?
Buried minds under the bones. Feels pretty good.
Hoderer, Ines, get ready. Shockwave incoming!
The rising airflow of the grand explosion sends the three mercenaries into the air. Hoderer adjusts his posture with some effort, looking down to see the cave being engulfed in flames. The Fernmut seems to sense something. It swings its body, its white tailbone slashing at the three like a whip.
W. 3 grenades. Downward diagonal.
Ugh. Good idea.
This is the last time I play along with your explosive shenanigans.
The red-haired Sarkaz kicks up dust, and the black-haired Cabernet weaves darkness. The scraps form beams and shadows, and the shadows form steps. An invisible staircase, stinking of gunpowder, spirals upward and pierces the chest cavity of the hovering skeleton. The mercenaries rush into its hollow interior.
This way to the core of the skeleton. Our target is Ursula. Find her, and we get control of this thing we're walking on. Are you too sure we can get the skeleton? Sounds a little reckless, almost like robbing a caravan. We have to, otherwise, Ami and Logos are fighting for nothing. So we open the car door, toss the driver out, grab the keys, bam! My car now. Did you see the illusions this thing made? Moving between its bones. You still haven't figured anything out? This isn't some obscure story. Should I have figured something out?
Earlier it was more pressure on the side with Amiya and Logos with the Sanguinarch, but for this side, the Merc side, not as heavy pressure. It's more like, ooh, fun, we're doing a truck jacking like in the other event, but instead of a truck jacking, it's a Fernmut jacking.
I forgot, you don't care to learn history. A few hundred years ago, the Sarkaz killed a Fernmut that almost destroyed Kazdel. After it fell, there were various claims to it where it ended up, and one of those was that its consciousness didn't die with it, that it was split up, sealed into a bunch of different items. Now it seems the claim was probably at least partly true. As for the unconscious shell, it was carefully collected before this war. They spent a lot of effort to modify it, and sure enough, it's playing a big role in the war for the military commission. Different items, huh? Ursula never carried a pocket watch before. Not like she was ever on time in the Scar Market. But if her watch is holding the Fernmut's consciousness, it's probably already very fragmented. The skeleton we're standing on isn't exactly dead, but it doesn't have much more than basic nerve reflexes. Also, Ursula can only guide those basic reactions. We just need to pay more attention to them.
A rain of bolts falls through the gaps in the bones, followed by the eerie glow of Sarkaz witchcraft.
Take cover!
Hey, Ursula!
Sure, just avoid the nerve bundles that can strike at you. And watch out for sudden bone spear thrusts. Nothing to worry about. After all, this fella's been stripped down to nothing but bleached bones. But there's still you, Ursula. You're more dangerous than this half-dead Fahrenmut. Done with your important work? I might be, if you weren't here to bother me. Is this bitch the commander here? She's pretty rough on her own skeleton. Those bolts are all stuck in the bones now. Want me to help pull them out? I've got a pretty handy method.
It's a psycho!
Trying to kill my men right in front of me? Hoderer, you think too little of me. Dangerous and chaotic power gathers in Ursula's fingertips as she prepares to cast her arts. But a moment before she can cast, a black shadow crawls up her ankle. Ugh. Ursula has to take a step to the right in order to shake off the persistent entanglement of the shadow. Her arts go out of control, and a red glow shoots out from the damaged seams of the spine. The sound of a muffled explosion booms from the distant cave wall. You've gotten rusty, Ursula. I guess you've been doing well for yourself in the scar market. You're a bunch of survivors, I'll give you that. Back in Kasdo, I made quiet bets with the old-timers on how many of you would actually collect on those jobs you were taking. As long as I bet on Hoderer, Ines, and later the Cycle W, I always made money. Sounds to me like you owe us a big cut. That's the famous sharp tongue on this W. Haven't you learned anything from Ines? This time, though, you took a wrong turn. 2 kings of the royal court are here, going all out, not to mention the king of Sarkaz. This place is never gonna be safe, a safe haven where you can escape the war. Not the kind of place you can survive.
What about you? You heard about Teresa's trump card in Lindinium. Assuming the consequences out there are way beyond anything anyone's ever seen before, you still think it's a fair price to pay for the Sarkaz to rebuild Kasdel?
That's enough chit-chat. Soldiers, end them here. Well, there's still time.
Major, look! On the bones there.
Blood crawls along the bones, creeping towards them. Blood is filling the place, overflowing the damaged gaps, connecting the long, cold body. It's a Sanguinarch. Looks like he's ready. It begins to grow warmer. Power accumulates in the bones again. The spine sways left and right, audibly creaking. The Fahrenmut resumes its roving.
So much blood. Ursula, where did all this blood come from?
As if you need to ask. It's courtesy of that homicidal Sanguinarch. He slaughtered the place clean. No. Their wrists. Ursula and her men all have bleeding wounds on their wrists. Drip, drip. It starts as beads of blood, then turns into ribbons, then rivers. How much blood is in a human body? The blood flowing out from the guards joins with the bloodstains spreading over the bleached bones.
I offer your highness my blood, Prince of the Crimson Court. May you hunt unimpeded.
Let our blood form for you a swift chariot.
Ursula, stop!
Have you lost your marbles?
The Fahrenmut. It's about to move again. The currents of history might be about to sweep this place away.
That bitch wants to go down with us. I'm not controlling it. Blood has replaced muscle, tendons, and marrow. Isn't that enough to control it? The guard's exposed skin is now visibly pallid. Ursula's complexion is also looking worse. Finally, the flow stops. A Sarkaz soldier will give everything for his liege, not only his blood. Their skin shrivels and finally they collapse. It's been an honor and a privilege, men. You stood with me to the end. We will meet again among the myriad souls. Well, there goes my plan to invite Ursula. Unless there's still hope? I told you, the skeleton isn't a place to escape. It isn't a place to survive anymore.
Hurry! We need to take cover in the cabin. The illusions are already manifesting. We don't know where they might go. It's creating waves. Look out.
They made it, I think. Yeah, they made it.
Ugh. Where does the vampire want to take us? Hoderer?
I'm here with her. She's lost too much blood. Whether or not she lives is all up to her now.
You might as well leave me outside, Hoderer. I'd rather die with my men. You've killed so many old friends, there's no way you suddenly grew a heart today.
We can use you.
I told you, the skeleton's out of my control now.
You also said that you're loyal to the Commission. If you think the military commission is a hope for Castel to become a nation, then why is that guy calling himself a regent? Why does he need Teresa? Why does he think winning this war will secure a future for Castel? What is Teresa's thinking? Whatever, we'll talk after we take down this Farinmut.
What are you going to do?
Our goal hasn't changed. We're going home.
Heh. Home. That was supposed to be the skeleton's last mission.
What?
It has a name. We codenamed it Lifebone. Nobody uses it much, but when General Manfred named it, he was talking just like you.
Just like me, Manfred.
We're enemies, so I'm done with questions. I'm just gonna wait to die. Well, I guess making it today is a kind of answer. You really think General Manfred is blind? That he doesn't know what you're up to? I mean, you can only talk about going home if you manage to survive your run-in with the Sanguinarch.
You're right. So, I'm gonna borrow your watch.
Perhaps due to her blood loss, Ursula is basically powerless to resist. Hoderer takes the lovely pocket watch without any trouble. Its cold metal case is engraved with intricate witchcraft runes. The watch is ticking backwards. A murmur that no one else hears fills his mind for a moment.
It really is louder than I imagined.
Hoderer grits his teeth and leaves behind the loud whispers. He searches within it for the true, dormant consciousness of the Farinmut.
Farinmut, who wanders this land, you are not dead. You decide to continue with your existence in a different way. You're still here, aren't you?
At the center of the disaster, the silent Farinmut slowly swims. Where it wanders, there is only ruined emptiness. The past lifts it, and the future is separated by it. A figure stands in front of it.
Stop, Farinmut. You're about to step into Castel, our city. The people here refuse your visit. Choose another path, or else the Sarkis will slaughter you. This is your only warning. Very well. My brother directed us to forbid its advance, to obey the will of the King of Sarkaz. Sanguine Court, to me.
Powerful witchcraft condenses in the vampire's hands, and a giant crimson spear falls from the sky. Poke, poke, poke. One massive wound after another pierces it. The silent Farinmut finally speaks as if walking from a dream.
Castel. Oh, I may have slept for too long.
Castel.
When did it become a city? Your King of Sarkaz. Is he not your sole chosen leader? Why is he not standing before me?
An image that all have forgotten is shattered by the moving Farinmut. It has not roamed in centuries. It gently moves its fins, now only bleached bones, pushing through a layer after layer of space. The one who once killed it now bestows warmth upon it again. The skeleton searches for a suitable place to stop. Until finally... Look at it floating there majestically. The massive skeleton hovers over an endless sea. The cave, the battle, and even the slowly rising sun are nowhere to be seen. What a pretty sky. Instead, there is only a calm sky,
a calm sea, and calm stars. All the cruelty that occurs in the continent seem to have never existed here. This is beyond the horizon, beyond civilization. This is what remains of the skeleton for the Prince of Blood to find at last. An untouchable realm. And now darkness. And now we see again. The Crimson River connects with the dark blue nerve and intertwines tightly. The slender murderer closes his eyes and feels the pounding rhythm of his victim. With blood for reins, he harnesses the creature that can only wander through history.
After those illusory visions and memories of the past, you've indeed brought me a more valuable scene. Why don't the two of you, in the face of such a scene, fizzle those frankly laughable arts in your hands? Have a look around. Take some time to admire it all. This is the tomb I've chosen for you.
It was daytime just a moment ago, but here, a dark night and endless sea.
The stars are changing. I've never heard of any place like this, not in any records, not in any legends. So this must be. Distant enough, yes. I do wonder how far we are from Kazdo now. This land that we call Terra, is it too vast or is it too small? Amiya, be careful. His blood. It's sublimating. You awaken the blood with that witchcraft. Don't talk like an outblood, Banshee. You know, I treat purebloods as equals. Perhaps when compared to the Crimson Court, which has spent eons seeking purity, you have been more deeply influenced by Originium. But well, among the Sarkas, you are indeed quite formidable. Come, let's not be stingy with my blessing. You cannot reject my gift. Now that I've awakened your power, you are finally worthy of facing me. Let me hear the screech of your knell, if it can still darken the moonlight.
Sanguinarch's like, yo, come on, fight me. It's like, no, I don't want to fight you if you're so into it. It makes it less fun. Crimson ripples spread. At this moment, the sky is no longer the sky, nor is the sea the sea. They're only refractions of blood, reflections of blood. The Sanguinarch smiles faintly, a blood soul pumping like a heart in his palm, reflecting the face of the young Banshee in a structure as deep as life itself. The Fairymoon's realm is pretty. And then, the blood soul shatters.
I write, therefore I command. The night conceals me from death. Another incantation. Another of your shallow incantations. You have talent, no doubt about that. The flapping of your lips and the doodles of your bone pen are enough to humiliate the so-called Originium arts of common people. And yet, why do you resist your heritage so? Show me your true self, King of the Court, Banshee! Dukariel, Sanguinarch of Vampires, Prince of All Blood, demands you to show your true self.
Enough, vampire! Hold on, Logos. Black arts erupt from the girl's hand, parting the sea of blood. But the blood does not yield, it roars. The King of Sarkaz's arts dissolve and shatter, and the red surges even more intensely.
Oh, King of Sarkaz, I nearly forgot you were here. Courteous King. Look at you, you didn't receive even a scrap of my boon. Courteous blood, tedious and ordinary. No matter how hard I try to scrape something together, I can't find a shred of talent or power. I can't even say that your blood is mixed or impure, as those adjectives still imply an exception of return to purity. But you, heh. There are chaotic bloodlines I approve of, but they are without a doubt all formidable or magnificent. But what do you have? A laughable motivation? A shallow conviction?
I don't have to answer you. I just have to defeat you.
Is this our King of Sarkaz, just stealing a bit of attainment from another, chaotic and disorderly? Nothing even on the level of the Banshee's little tricks born of his rebellious mind. Even less than the pair of siblings. Amiya. Don't let him provoke you. As it stands, his power is still growing. We need to end this fast.
I know. We need to get back under clear skies.
In the past, I once slew a so-called king of Sarkaz, and it wasn't particularly difficult. And I suspect your end will be the same this time. You question me with black blades. I answer you with the gift of death.
So rude. Mocking Amiya's blood. Let's see, how do I want to place others? Okay, over here seems fine. Like this. And then over here. Ooh, I get to beat him up now. Oh, fun. I'm gonna beat you up soon, pretty boy. It's the moment I've been waiting for. Now let's see, how do I want to do this? Yeah, this is fine. Let's go upwards. Yeah, upwards seems good. Or downwards. Upwards, downwards, upwards. Yes. Sir! Hey, sir, get away. Oi. Okay, let me get these thingies out. I'm preparing to do a thing. I just gotta get my peoples out to do a thing. Okay, 31. And then this side will go up. Yes. That'd be good. And then this side. And then I'll put another healer down for Susie. Because I gotta keep her healthy. Just like that. See, look, she's gonna be healthy. And like that.
There's even more dominance there.
Sir, can you get out of the way of that bomb? Thank you.
Ready to go.
Okay, there. Oh, that's pretty fun how they have their own little, like, world. Oh wait, they basically have their own reality marbles then. And oh shoot, I have enough people out. Oops. Actually, no, it's fine.
Susie, help me.
I'm all stocked up.
Actually, let's do that. I gotta start getting rid of some dudes
Who are being annoying like that?
Can you just like not hit the bomb thingy? Like Explodey Sun, can you just like not do that? How dare you? Look at you standing there menacingly, sir. Stop it. You just like not. Hee hee. Okay, that was kind of nice. Let me get more of these out. Just because it was satisfying. Go get him. Just bother him. Right over here. Look at him bringing out his children to play. He's just gonna slowly bonk. Very, very slowly bonk. Actually, I can bonk kind of quicker now. Like that. Okay, very satisfying. Excuse you getting rid of the thingy. So rude. Can I get it from here? No, I can't. Darn it. Sir, can you just move a little bit closer so Silver Ash can get to you?
Ready to go.
No, okay, fine, fine. Just stand there then. Whatever, sir. Teehee. Darn, I was gonna bring out another explodey thingy. Oh well. Well, joke's on you, sir. Look, we got you. Blood rain falls incessantly, as if it will never stop. Logos and Amiya's shoulders have been soaked red by the rain. The white-haired vampire, however, seems to stroll casually under the rain. Completely spotless. Sir, are you just like waterproof, bloodproof or something?
Look at the sorry state of yourselves. Lost in confusion, losing sight of what matters. Even if no one answers your cries, you can't waste the stage you've been given. Don't waste your chance at a grand farewell. I state it, therefore, it is prescribed. The wind and rain cease, deprived of the right to flow.
The moment the words are spoken, the blood rain freezes in midair. Like curtains, like stars, it refracts the star of the sea, the brilliance of the moons. The sanguinarch squints, seemingly unsurprised by the incantation of the Lord of Banshees. Rather, it is as if he is appreciating a piece of art drawn between heaven and earth.
You've halted the surging, impressive. Blood pauses at your command. But I am its master.
The suspended beads of blood suddenly burst in the air, splattering anything they can reach.
The knell will decay. The order will wear, no? If you so disdain your noble blood, I might as well extract it and return it to your mother, Banshee. She'll play for you a mournful whistle. Amiya.
Ooh, hello, hello. Oh, it's nice you're enjoying Cyber Sleuth. The vampire only gives Amiya a momentary opportunity, but it is more than enough. Amiya's palm presses against the vampire's body, sticky blood burning her palm. Is this your blood? Heated by arts, heated by your talent. But the hot blood I've seen has all been for the sake of resistance, for the sake of life. And those people, their blood is much hotter than yours. Black lines burst from Amiya's palm, piercing through the vampire's body.
Amiya, fall back. You didn't get his vitals. Oh, how cold, King of Sarkaz. The monarch of such little grace you are.
Sanguinarch of vampires, Prince of the Crimson Court, your offspring fill every battlefield the Sarkaz touch. You proclaim to them that slaughter and conquest are the ancient traditions of the vampires. You've shaped your court into what it is today. You've made the people see all vampires as nothing more than twisted creatures of desire like yourself. But the vampires I know are not like you. They haven't gone mad like you.
They've only managed to conceal their desires, conditioned too deeply by this age in which they have no home. Some choose to bow to the invaders, and I pity them.
No, that's not it. How do you interpret the blood that your court stands for?
The sufferings of the Sarkaz need no elucidation. All Sarkaz, even those who submit to you, inevitably know the taste of blood. Overturned in dark alleys, intercepted in dark forests. Sometimes a throat is cut, sometimes a cold daggers are thrust between ribs. It awakens the siblings who now know the cost of submission. And they come to rebel until they too are covered in the blood of their enemies. How pitiful. Kill or be killed. This is the cycle of blood that the Sarkaz carry.
Is that how you define the meaning of blood? A cycle? The first time any of us felt blood on our skin, wasn't it when we were born from our mothers? Blood is the foundation of human life, heritage passed down on umbilical cords, inevitable stumbles when exploring the outside world, and wounds that will surely heal. But you see it only as a synonym for torment and death. Your obsession makes you bloodthirsty. You, with all your arrogance and pride, lead them to believe that this is the path the Sarkaz should take, the things they should do. I reject you, Sanguinarch. I reject your actions, your words, and your court.
What is this I'm hearing? You and Outblood reject me? A mere crown has inflated you To what, King of Sarkaz?
But Sanguinarch, you were rejecting her too. You're just rejecting each other. The feeling is mutual. The blood sea churns, its waves cover the moons. Crimson removes all other colors. Oh, now you're angry. I don't care what I am or what I'm called. I only know what I need to do. The prince stops moving for a moment. A voice echoes in his mind.
Is this how you manipulate the king's power, courteous? Will you share some profound words? Try to shake me with shallow emotion? You're welcome to try.
Shake? No. This is a rejection. The rolling of waves slows together with the moonlight. If Closure wanted to drink blood, that'd be fine, that's her choice. I would not force her to do that. I would not force her not to, but if she wanted it, it's like, okay, I can donate some to you, personally. And then she'd probably be like, ew, disgusting, never mind. I reject you. I reject you the way you reduce the king, the Sarkaz, and Kazdo to concepts of power and tradition. I reject you, how you entrust the future to the past, entrust life to slaughter. Teresa, the king, the chancellor, the leader of Babel, she showed everyone a path. Maybe that path is too idealistic. Maybe her promises won't bear the thousands of years of hatred of the Sarkaz. But that's not now, not your choice. You laugh at my weakness? Say it's not my place to talk about the Sarkaz with you? Or you'd mock Logos for not making use of the blood you awakened just now?
Oh, King of Sarkaz, you eavesdrop on my thoughts? Is that your ability? Then of course you know what I'm going to say.
I do. But we've never said that the Sarkaz should give up their resistance. We've never said that suffering is justified. On the contrary. Those rebels who awaken from their suffering and hardship, from the abyss of hatred, they'll be much, much stronger than you. The last homeland of the Sarkaz is not in the history you keep looking back on. Back to an eon ago. It can't be a slogan or fantasy or symbol. It's right here, where the Sarkaz came from. In the city called Kazdo, where so many real people live. People that you've only condemned to a void of ideas. You've imagined the present from the past, and the real future can never be born. It's time to stop, vampire. Go, Amiya, go! I believe in you. Amiya's ring shatters, sending splinters flying. Cold anger burns within Amiya as she scrutinizes the enemy before her. She thought her anger would rise, burning like a fire that could scorch the ocean. But no, that's not what's happening. Amiya feels more than just anger, also an intense sadness. The Sarkaz, a people who have lost their homeland. If they believe that it is only through violence and war that they can reclaim all that they've lost. It's easy to blame them with cliché words of morality, justice, and kindness. Words that have been spoken over and over again, even as the war continues and hatred spreads. Because that is how this world treats them. This world has imposed on them violence and war. So then, what's wrong with an eye for an eye? Where's the crime and blood for blood? Every king of Sarkaz operates on those principles, so the war never stops. This must be broken, but how? How can the system be broken?
Even Teresa failed. What do you think you are?
Yes, even she failed. That's why Teresa needs me. The Doctor and Dr. Kelsey need me. And that's why I'm here. I, as the Revenant, called me, and as you called me, as so many Sarkaz believe me to be. The Outblood, the weak, King of Sarkaz. Stand down. Are you on the other side now? The obsidian decree transforms into the judgment of the king, stabbing into the scorched blood. The thick red finally dissipates. The vampire takes a few steps back, raising his hand to wipe away the blood that flows from his nose and mouth. His body is damaged, and his white clothes are at last stained with blood. You can't find any more Sanguinarch. It's time for this battle to end.
King of Sarkaz, won't you grant me that vision of emptiness? Don't you want to peer into my thoughts, see my sorrows and pain?
Not really, my dude. I don't think we really want to see your sorrows and pain. Nah.
You can reprimand me, reject me. Countless Sarkaz believe this is the power of the king. You say I've corrupted my court, but what about you? O king, the Sarkaz take your direction, your path. My people follow you, expecting you to, well, exploit their flesh and blood, their lives, and their souls. Their blind faith is ridiculous. I sneer at the king's comfort, but I've seen it. My elder brother was a king of Sarkaz. Ha! What a lofty title, what a transcendent role. He was looked to as the leader of the Sarkaz, our guiding light. He was a natural savior, the one that would pull us out of our misery. But what was the reality? What kind of people has the Black Crown chosen? In the beginning, the king of Sarkaz was indeed magnificent. The Diablos walked the path of punishment. The Goliaths roared, the fearless calamity. But they found themselves betrayed by the cowardly, sold out by the selfish. This is our curse.
The king killed the king. Succession to the crown often comes with death.
The vile always prevail. As such, the crown is besmirched by short-sighted fools. The weak began to appear among the kings. They were narrow-minded, focused on toying with the power that held in their hands. They became no better than the hypocritical lords among the elders and ancients.
But since the Sanguinarch said that his brother was one of the King of Sarkaz, I wonder if his brother was like him or different.
The power they stole from others clouded their vision. The focus of my people's faith turned from fearless warriors to vermin hiding in their palaces. They even forgot the shame borne by the name Sarkaz. But the crown continued to make its laughable choices, right up to my brother. I thought surely he would be a hero we had waited for. He, on the other hand, had the audacity to say that to me that the Sarkaz could no longer afford to continue to war, that it would take generations to rebuild Kasdal. Even the skeleton beneath our feet knows that the Kasdal we should rebuild was never meant to be a city, and that the King of Sarkaz should be the one to stand before them all. How can a man like that deserve to hold a single drop of Tikaz blood within his body? Do you see it, King of Sarkaz?
I see. A bloody civil war. The carpets of the palace are soaked red. I see a vampire lying in the arms of another vampire.
The legend of the toppled blood prince. He died in the civil war. You're his kin. Did you fight in the war?
No.
No, of course not. Did I fight? I shattered the crown myself. I remember it like it was yesterday. My hand pierced his chest. The limpid Tikaz blood danced on my fingertip, finally entering my veins. He turned his head to look at me, grabbing my clothes. The King of Sarkaz showed his illusory vision to his murderer before he died. The vision that should have been bestowed as an honor. In the vision I saw, I witnessed peace. As you said, courteous, blood is not synonymous with death. I stood in the valley, watching a quiet village, a doctor laughing as he spoke, stitching up wounds for the injured. An injured man tells a doctor that his quarry was particularly ferocious, but he eventually won out. In the courtyard hangs the freshly harvested beast meat. And the doctor is me. But this makes me uncontrollably angry. How tragic, how meaningless, how shameful. My brother actually believed that this false peace could deceive me. He was horrifically wrong.
It's like, what, brother? You want a peaceful world where I'm a doctor? No! I want to fight! Mr. Sanguinarch, you are an edgelord.
He thought I was blinded by hatred? No. I know what peace is. And that's exactly why I feel so restless. We long to see the great and powerful, the true Tikaz. I absorbed my brother's blood into my body, and I watched as the Black Crown vanished before my eyes. But you did not ascend to the throne of the King of Sarkaz. I do not regret that. If it could choose a formidable leader, I would be genuinely delighted. But his crown disappoints me time and time again. Each time I am more disappointed. My brother's successor was a wandering vagrant. The next was a lumberjack. If it weren't for the records kept by the confessary, these people would not be remembered at all.
Man. His brother seemed cool though. His brother just wanted to have a nice, peaceful village life.
Later, a king who ruled Kasdel was killed by the monster called Kalsi in the sight of the coalition army. Then came Teresa and Teresa's. They were impressive, but also frustrating. Teresa, immersed in her fantasies, wasted her strength, much like my weak elder brother.
Nah, your elder brother was cool. And so was Teresa.
And her successor turned out to be a courteous and outblood. Things being what they are, the crown's choices being so absurd, even as its existence brings such humiliating hope to my people. I would rather bury it beyond the reach of civilization. I will let it be truly lost, forgotten to history. You're still struggling. Amiya, don't give him a chance. You're awakening too. However tarnished the crown may be, its weight is not something an infantile goddess could bear. It seems the confessary, so eager to manipulate the crown, are going to blather some nonsense at me. Take another look around, goddess. If you die, there'll be no more successors. Or maybe you'd place your crown on the moons.
The flowing blood surges towards the Sanguinarch's body. The white-haired Sarkaz stands proudly once again. What? How can he still fight? The king's eye should have pierced his body, leaving it unable to regenerate.
He's using blood to fill the holes in his flesh, using it to mend his wounds. He's a marionette now. You become more proficient in the use of the king's power, goddess. But all your admonitions, warnings, judgments, and proclamations are nothing but jokes. Ignorant little rabbit, the crown over your head represents no responsibility or authority. King of Sarkaz, ha! I mock not only your foolishness, but that of the king. And that of the crown itself.
The once vibrant red that filled the entire space no longer exists. Only a bit of crimson oozes from the Sanguinarch's pupils. Ew.
When the Sarkaz lose the king on which they're so dependent, then perhaps they will wake up from this shameful dream of a coming salvation. I accede to your statement that those awakening from a dream will be much more powerful, and that is why you cannot defeat me. How can the fallen consciousness of the Sarkaz resist me, who once carried the blood of the Tikaz? The polluted cannot defile the pure. The impure cannot touch the limpid. Your origin lies in the Tikaz. A long line you can only climb. We are the rebels. I decree, therefore I correct. Blood and fire extinguished. Face to doom.
Look out, Logos! A touch of crimson appears from nothing. The space once occupied by the Banshee is replaced by blood.
His blood, it's affecting me. Several times stronger than those R circles. Yes, thanks to you. I have also shed my blood here. And therefore, this place is now part of Kasdel. Who would have thought that as much as anyone assumed they knew the full length and breadth of this great land, the boundaries of our home are still expanding, even in this time and place. Sarkaz, my self-proclaimed Sarkaz kin. March with your blood. Carry on with that which will never betray you. The boon of your blood. I will take you back to the origin of all this. And that is...
The Sanguinarch to me is just an edgelord. He is an edgelord boomer. But he is very pretty, and his pretty looks distract me every so often. But gosh darn it, sir. A shadow pierces his chest. Threads of blood holding him together are severed in an instant.
You... Sorry, Sarkaz boons don't do much for me.
Bunny,
You
Sarkaz profanity. Run Sarkaz. Hop to it. Weaken his binds. That's what I'm doing. His arts are even crazier than I imagined. I can barely hear his thoughts anymore. There's only red. All red. I've almost got it.
Another outblood. An unexpected development. The scent of your blood. Your Cabernet? Such a dull disguise. And have your blood suffocate you. Let's have your blood suffocate you. Urk. Do you think such crude arts would let you kill a king of Sarkaz? King of Sarkaz royal court? Of course not.
A heavy sword points directly at the Sanguinarch's head.
You can't call something as cliche as slaughter an awakening, Sanguinarch. You're still wandering in the hatred and destruction. You've never left the abyss. You're the ones who are still sleeping. Vile traitors. King of Sarkaz!
Now! Before he recovers, knock him off the skeleton. An elegy begins to play. The wailing of the banshee weaves into a mournful melody, and the waves beneath his feet sing a solemn song. A steady male voice harmonizes with the sound of the bells, with moonlight as his prose. Goodbye, Sanguinarch. The bone whistle sounds itself before it's played. Its distant howl, traversing time itself, strikes the Crimson Court.
The moment I took my throne, the nails were already tied to my fate. None of us can escape. But what the elegy mourns will not be your corpse. It will be all of our connections.
The Sanguinarch continues to struggle, blood gushing from his fingertips, like claws carving deep scratches into the bleached skull of the Fernmut. His body disintegrates into the dirge, only to reform in blood. He is the icon of blood, and as long as there is blood, he will continue to fight.
I will not Banshee. Amiya, join me. Explore the strings of the elegy. Seek out the origin of the Banshee. Look at me. Look into the walls you once covered your ears to avoid. We must end him here.
I'll try. The Banshee's song echoes again, and the ancient knells seem to materialize, deterring the creeping blood. The vampire still rises. After a moment, a rather tender feminine voice joins the harmonic dirge. Sheesh, the vampire, this dude. The ultimate edgelord with lots and lots of guts, reviving over and over and over and over. He's a cockroach. A proclamation of death? A sentence of rejection? No, not only. The melody carries a kind of timidity and lingering sadness. As the blood cools, the moonlight changes. The hatred of the Sarkaz is not unreasonable, and the vampire's vengeance is not unreasonable. However, this is by no means a promised future. Can the survivors have a future on scorched earth? No. What do those siblings actually see?
Banshee, listen. You've still accepted your blood, my boon. You've not yet defeated yourself.
What echoes here is no longer an elegy. It is only a sigh that makes him uneasy. The heat of the explosion and the weight of the sword make the Sanguinarch feel powerless for the first time. The Sanguinarch's like, why aren't any of you listening to me? It's like, old man, they don't want your advice. He looks at the small, ever so small, King of Sarkaz. He looks at the goddess, so inferior to the Sarkaz. He looks at the black crown, such a meaningless curse. The history and illusions he trampled on, the bloodline and inheritance, the revenge and unrivaled power, all suddenly disappear. He feels a void beneath his feet. A figure in white falls from the skeleton.
Ridiculous. Even the myriad souls mock me. Lord of the Banshees and King of Sarkaz, you keep these deserters around who ignore the past, and in the end, you don't even dare to act yourselves. Oh, the vile always prevail. This is indeed our curse.
Bro, if the vile always, come out on top, you'd be the one coming out on top, my dude.
The Outblood King has executed me. The King of Sarkas resounds with the knells, but you don't know how strong the ties of blood are. You try to judge. In the end, you did use the power within your blood. Two Elegiac singers offered me a dirge at the same time. When the time came, you could not resist the instinct within your blood that compromises all that you are.
Why is he turning this around to, haha, look, I won in the end? It's like, dude, no you're not. Just fall into the abyss at this already, come on.
Did you really kill me? No. I returned to the Tikka's blood to where it belongs. Go and see. Go to Londinium. I'll be waiting for you behind the curtain of ruin.
So you can't defeat me. I'm not defeated, I'm just making a retreat into the abyss. He is the sorest of sore losers. Holy cow. Disaster coalesces. Hardships converge. Disaster is nigh. Even more disaster.
Why should I help you, Sarkas? Do you think you saved me? I didn't die, but it doesn't even matter. The shell is merely a plaything I banned long ago. Besides, aren't the Sarkas the ones hunting me down? How much history have you seen? All that I've experienced. Rumors say that you will divulge a piece of truth, or hint at an omen. You tiny little creatures treat my drifting ripples as hallucinations while indulging in them, and yet you harbor resent? After I was divided by those lunatics, there's even a fallen angel carrying a part of me around. And what I've seen and heard since has actually gotten more interesting. On the contrary, what makes me feel absolute boredom are these so-called bulky histories and profound topics. Absolute boredom. You're not wrong about that. History always repeats itself on this land. Looking at the past is now a means of looking towards the future. And so I've actually become a prophet. In this life of mine, if you could still count my current form as the same life as before, I'd never thought of having such an identity. Then, are you looking for a new conclusion?
Just how old do you think I am, you little rascal? There won't be any new conclusions to draw. With the way all of you look like now. Yeah, something strange has happened to these decrepit bones of mine. A rabbit wears a Sarkas crown, and she together with a male banshee are fighting a vampire on top of my head. Of course there's that sheep playing with the shadows who hangs out with you too. Are these new to me? A little, perhaps. But you can't win.
You seem so sure. Do we also belong to the history you've seen that has come full circle time and time again?
There's never been a shortage of those who resist on this great land, but they always fall into the same trap. Besides, I understand that vampire's tricks. He was the one who peeled off my skin back then.
Let's have a wager, Fernmut. This strange bunch of people, courteous, Cabernet, Banshee, Sarkas, they'll triumph over the vampire that tried to hunt you.
Are you trying to win my favor? Do you think I'll look at you differently for helping me? I couldn't care any less about that, but what are you putting on the table?
If we win, you'll lend us your help and bring us back to where we came from.
And if you lose?
We'll all be dead by that point.
You're making an empty offer, little thing. I accept. He's like, what more can I lose? I'm already in a watch. My body is being used by some weirdos. You know what? I might as well just accept this.
You really are easy to talk over.
No, I think it's because I know that all you have are just the waves I toss up that will calm to a still in the blink of an eye. So I might as well spare a little effort and raise my eyelids a little. So what do you think now, Fernmut? You've indeed won. By a minuscule move. But the bet is far from over. Did you really win? Did you triumph over the enmity, slaughter, and blood that vampire represents? Why don't we expand our wager by a little? I'll bring all of you back, and then continue to waiting for you in the cycles of history.
AKA, bring me more entertainment, young ones. I am a bored old person.
How long have they been gone?
3 hours and 14 minutes.
I'm really worried about them. Even a sanguinar can bleed and die, right?
You should trust them. It's all we can do. We're done with our combat mission too. Our losses aren't light. The forces here are indeed well trained. Most of the Sarkas chose to fight to the end, but a small number also chose to surrender.
You can hand them over to W's mercenary squad. Will you execute them? You can hand them over to W.
No, I'm not doing that. But I refuse to let them die so simply, just like that. Perhaps it's difficult to put them on trial during wartime. It's definitely a difficult task to judge just how much blood is on the hands of every terror-stricken Sarkas who laid down their arms. But if we act just like they do, then we'll be no different than them.
Vina, I'd like to take on the responsibility of investigating the crimes committed by those Sarkas prisoners of war. I have a professional covert intelligence background too, so I'm well versed in the ways to get them to talk. I know what you're worried about.
No, I'm not. I'll leave it to you.
Alright. I won't let a single drop of blood go unaccounted for.
Prepare for battle. The ferryman will be back soon. Monster, stand by. There's no way we can be sure who'll be on the return trip.
The gigantic skeleton finally reappears. The torrents of time seem to have washed away any trace of battle, and it hovers in the air, no different than it was at any other point in time.
Monster! Hey, let go of me, you damn! Seems like that old hag's awake. Think you got her backing you up now?
Ooh, hello, what chapter is this? 13!
That's my last grenade, so bite onto it tight, you little freak.
Angry howling.
Put her down, monster. Shitty luck today. I just wanted to give myself a ceremonial salute to announce my return. Didn't think I'd see an old hag with a scowl on her face once the skeleton stopped. W. Don't forget that we have to repair any structures you blow up here. After taking over the place, anything destroyed will be fixed by the same hand. Huh? What makes you think I'd even know how to fix this kind of thing?
Kelsey, Doctor, we've captured the ferret skeleton, as well as the commander, Ursula. The rest of the skeleton garrison have been eliminated.
Ooh, you brought over Ursula. She's fine, huh? That means I can invite her to my Rhodes Island after I nurse her back to health. Hey, girl.
So you're the Dame Kelsey. I've heard so much about you. You're one of the Scar Market's people. You know every little thing that's happening in Casdale clearly, even from somewhere as far as Victoria. Seems like those old guys weren't lying. I'll have to talk with those old guys, as you call them, through you, when we're done with business here. They're the ones who stay behind to watch over Casdale, and the Lich have already contacted the military commission that currently governs the place. They'll be making their decision soon.
Where's Amia and Logos? Doctor! Amia! The little goddess crashes into your arms. Welcome back. There's blood all over you. Are you hurt? It's probably not her blood. So welcome back, Amia. I'm fine. The blood... It was the vampires.
Amia, your rings. You used them.
Yeah.
Let me see your hands.
A ring in Amia's hand has already disintegrated, leaving not a trace or fragment. I had to use it against him. I'm sorry.
You become more skilled with using emotions and memories.
Amia, you fainted from releasing a ring before. Kelsey, we need to run another check on Amia. No, doctor. Don't worry. I'm just kind of tired.
The ring on your right index remains broken, fortunately. There's just an effect of exerting yourself. You were burning from rage again.
Me? Angry? I thought I'd be angry at the Sanguinarch of vampires for slaughtering so many people. But what I felt was not just that. There was also sadness. Sadness. Kelsey pauses briefly, and a pair of pink eyes, always hiding sadness within, flashes through her memory. A few seconds after, she comes to her senses and takes a second look at Amiya's fingers.
These rings are meant to help you adapt to the Lord of Fiend's power, and the surge of emotions that comes with it. Another ring is cracked. Perhaps we can do nothing but to witness these wounds open up again and again.
Please don't worry, Dr. Kelsey. No matter who I faced, or who I will face next, I won't fall before they do.
The Sanguinarch of vampires fell into some place we don't know about. His court still remains, but no longer poses a threat to us. However, we failed to prevent the curse from being cast.
It's coming to Londinium. What's happening over there?
The Self-Salvation Corps originally believed that cutting off the supply line would be a way to end the war. But things have changed. This war will not last for much longer. We need to hurry over. The skeleton might be able to become a new stronghold, or an unprecedented means of transport. Hopefully, it can be put to good use.
Kelsey thinking of business first thing. It's like, oh yes, this very much. Time to put it to work again.
The decisive battle is right before us.
The Sarkis cannot be the culprits of the next calamity. Also, Dr. Kelsey, the vampire's obsession, his hopes, what he called a curse, is Originium.
Yes. The oldest Casto came into contact with Originium before any other civilization did. It was not the remnants of a catastrophe, or the mineral silently buried within rock formations. It was a hunk of Originium from antiquity. And it birthed the oldest witchcraft and the most ancient of infected. If the vampire really knew this fact, and developed his obsession from that, thinking it could grant him power, then it won't just be Londinium's fate that will be determined next.
Gosh darn it, old man. Back here again. Londinium.
Yeah. After all we've been through, we're finally in Victoria's capital. A pity it's now completely surrounded by the Sarkaz and the Duke's armies. Guard, quickly arrange... Percival, arrange another empathy screening for our members. I know some of them are still deteriorating. Non-combatants will be stationed in this forest. Percival, take good care of them, and keep in touch with us.
Are we really going in there?
The infected will be everywhere throughout the city, no matter how the war ends. Sarkaz are Victorian, soldiers are nobles, even the farmers, workers, traders. They won't be able to judge their own identity so quickly. Perhaps they won't even realize it until peace returns and they're once again marginalized. And then it hits them. I was reminded of this because of what happened to Guard. But no matter. We have to let every infected in this land know that our flag flies high once again. And more importantly, what it stands for. One day, when they become prisoners again, they will think of our flag as they realize the justice on this land must be won through struggle.
What's the plan?
We'll split up. It won't happen overnight. Other people can handle the task of eradicating the disease, while we make sure oppression will no longer be tolerated. We'll need to directly demonstrate this with our strength. In Victoria, we need to, at the very least, 9. There's fire on the other side of the hill, 100 or 200 meters away at most. It's glowing in a natural hue. Percival, how long has it been since the scouting team last replied us?
Let me go check. Yeah, it's been longer than our estimations, but this isn't the first time. Our comms equipment are just junk after all. I'll go ask Red. Tallulah stares at the flames. There is no reason or omen, only a strong feeling. She smells the stench of death cast by the firelight. Uh-oh. A new challenger approaches?
I didn't know your highness would be here in person. The Brigadier, hello, sir. This is only a trifling swarm of infected with weapons. Weak and pitiable people, forced to unite and fight.
Heh. Even if there is a surviving Draco among them.
We'll confirm your identity and handle everything on your behalf.
I'm not blaming you, of course. Have the scouts located the target?
Yes, it's consistent with our intel. However, with all due respect, why do we have to be so concerned about her this much? Even if she is the Red Dragon's blood. Even if she has the Red Dragon's blood, her identity will only pose a slight detriment to your claim. But if our intel is correct, her current identity is that of an infected. So what does she mean to?
An infected? Don't we know another infected Draco as well? My sister will soon return to my side. Just think of it as eliminating some unnecessary variables to nourish the soil between us.
We can.
A Draco. I've never come into contact with a Draco outside my family before. All of you, wait here. I shall take a look myself.
Girl, are you gonna go kidnap Tallulah?
Ah. Careful. Thank you. The swamp is miserable to wade through.
Yeah. Our supplies are low and people aren't getting enough to eat. We haven't been able to get any decent medication either. Do you need my help?
No, thank you. I walked all the way from Ursus, and this isn't so different from back then.
Tallulah's footsteps slow down. The group slowly marches next to her through the shrubs and reeds. The rustling sounds are quieter than silence itself.
What is it? 9. Can you release these restraints? And your arts too. You should be well aware that you're not to use your Originium arts. These are your yoke and fetters. You're Tallulah, the hero. Only when before Victorian compatriots. I'm not a hero or anything like that. I just don't want history to repeat itself because of...
She does not finish her sentence. Flames of death ignite from the depths of the swamp, encircling the group in their confusion.
What's going on? Where did this fire come from?
All units on alert. What is that?
An ominous deep purple climbs up Nine's body before she can finish speaking, engulfing her in death instantly. What? Cold flames of death swallow everything. Can you not? Iblana, can you just, not?
Reunion. Infected. Another group of pitiable people. A pitiable people, fighting against their pitiable fate, tenacious, powerful, magnificent, and yet completely unaware they're involved in another lamentable conspiracy. Draco and Aslan. Red Dragon and Lion. You people, who rose up from Ursus, were actually led to where you stand today by a descendant of the Red Dragon, who will ultimately bring about your demise. Tallulah Artorias, what sort of woman are you, Draco? If you're deserving of my attention, then come forth from death.
Sparks fly as Death's voice, with dead branches and reeds all reduced to ashes. But the flowers are still in bloom. They are rejecting death.
Flowers? To think there would even be flowers that can withstand my flames? Nine. I'm fine. These flames are special. Yes, she came for me, so I'll handle her. Many of us here aren't combat ready. You have to keep them all safe. Reunion will pull on your chain. You haven't been judged, so don't die just yet.
Her flames of death are cut open. No, her death is blocked by delicate vegetation, ignited by flames of fury. Fire ignites fire. The infected turns away from her. She has never been ignored like this before. Iblana comes to her senses at once. The gaze of the Draco named Tallulah never shifted away from her. Raging flame cleaves into mortal flame. Emotion rends emotion. Tallulah tears into Iblana. The void is now awash with blood. Iblana laughs. Tallulah Artorias, daughter of Edward, and legitimate heir to the Victorian throne. This is your true self.
We have nothing to do with each other, Draco of Dublin.
Is that for you to say? Just look at you, Red Dragon. How strong and powerful you are. I bet Tallulah's just like, gosh darn it! Another weirdo! Another weirdo who's after me. Why? Why? What's with all these weirdos like creepy snake uncle? And yet, despite your might, you once again willingly toss aside the glory of the Red Dragon to the Aslan so easily, to let them trample on the red carpets of Westaleg? Victoria is a country founded by Draco Tallulah. Why do you only resist? I can smell an unimaginable fury in your flames. Ooh, hello, hello. How's it going? Pretty good. I actually reached I think the end of this current main story in Arknights, which is amazing. I thought it wouldn't be the end tonight, but hey. Catching up is great. Then I have more time to farm the rerun event. Woohoo! Do you not crave it? How can that be? Fury, do you still wish to continue playing house with the infected? How are you this narrow-minded? Infected? This status does not merit mention. You can step over it, disregard it, save it. I give you a chance now, Tallulah. I can disregard your infected status, and even this pitiful mutual aid program you control. Iblana, you're sounding like creepy snake uncle. Can you just like stop, girl? Your flames move me, Tallulah. Stand with me, and I pledge that everything you desire shall be realized into reality. Come to my side, submit to me, and Terra shall stand together with you. Iblana, stop. You're sounding more and more like creepy snake uncle. Please, please stop. Our careers hold no conflict with each other at all. Both you and this infected movement of yours need an end more powerful and prosperous than this.
Are you finished speaking? Draco, your eyes have only desire in them. A desire to free Tara. With exact revenge on Victoria, fulfill your own desires, or perhaps you have yet to even grasp what exactly lies in the depths of your desires. Fury, it's true, I won't deny it. And that's why. Come any closer, my flames will consume you whole.
Fire, fury, a calm fury. It burns at the extremities of her death.
I'm not interested in the Draco's lineage, power, or the country. You. Do you lead the Tehran's resistance with such narrow-sighted desire and ideals? If so, then perhaps it is better that I just cut you down, here and now.
Truly a pity. Uninterested in lineage, power, nor country. Our history summarized, an imaginary crown, an instigated resistance. Well said. Perhaps I don't know what's going on. Or could it be? Do you think I'm indulging myself with my actions? You shall be my most powerful vassal. Though my other subjects are eager for me to kill any other living Draco to uphold my legitimacy. But they don't even know why exactly I want to establish a nation.
And you know it yourself.
Of course. And my sister will do it in my stead.
Don't leave your affairs to your family to do, Draco. You're the one ruining the lives of others with utter disregard.
Death is only my prisoner. No death is taken for granted or without meaning. All with power will die worthy deaths.
Is that up for you to decide? Haven't you realized yet that your manners, gentleness, affection, and even your arrogance and scorn are all fake? You're just a hypocritical tyrant despite your bombastic words. Death is just a scepter for you to brandish your authority, and you're not the first tyrant I've met either. stay away from reunion. What an extremely dull answer. But your answer will change in the end, so it's a pity for you to die here. Reunion, indeed. Those flowers' death could not burn earlier are equally deserving of affection. So what if I tell you? Dublin's forces will exterminate every last one of Reunion's members if you refuse to submit to me. What will you do then? You. Do you wish for us to be enemies? I don't know what happened in the time you spent drifting about Ursus after leaving Victoria, but I can feel it. From your flames, strong and weak, profound and superficial, angry and remorseful. She's a sinner from Reunion. Don't think too highly of yourself, Draco. Ah, the little flower. Your team's not too far away. You must be so concerned for her. It doesn't matter. This isn't the first time Reunion is up against a strong foe. Dublin's forces? You already erred by not calling in your high-speed battleships immediately. We'll kill you before your drones arrive. I'll do my best and everything it takes to kill you. Your desires and ambitions, we don't care for them, and I'm in no mood to listen to your red dragon chat with Tallulah. All I know is that you'll die. For sure. Enough with that look. All of us have no wish for this to continue, right? Alright, Tallulah. Other descendant of the Red Dragon. Even if you reject me, and your actions have wholly nothing to do with my Tara. But your fury, resistance, desires and answers, your end lies with me too. Let us treat today's meeting as a first prophecy. Tara's loyal servants shall come here one after the other. Go Reunion, bring some chaos to Victoria, and create some opportunities for us. The next time we meet, one red dragon is bound to bite the other to death. Yeah, get out of here, Blana. Go. Get. Hey, Chen. And that's enough hiding. Come on already. It's only going to become more humid after night falls, and you won't be able to light the firewood you got. Who are you? You're infected. Doesn't matter, I'm the same. I won't harm you or anything. There's no need to be so wary, I'm not lying. I really am infected. You're not Victorian? I'm from Yan. What's the Yanese doing here? My family came here for business and got caught up in the war. I was going to evacuate with them, but I accidentally contracted erypathy. So they left me behind. Everyone's unfair to the infected everywhere. Your luck sure sucks. But we can't help you either. I can tell. You don't even have a way to start a fire, so you're probably no arts users. Don't seem to be hunters either, so you won't live more than a few days. Getting captured by the military as an infected, or by the Sarkas as a Victorian, either way is a terrible way to go, right? So, I can help you get a fire going at least. Watch. Whoa, it's really burning. It was that easy? Thank you so much, Yanese lady. What about you? Do you need us for anything? The sky's getting dark. Can I rest here for the night? I'll leave at first light tomorrow. How is a foreign refugee like you this calm and unruffled? And your sword, even I can tell it ain't some ordinary blade. You're right. I'm what they call, a Zolbiao in Yan. Like the messengers here. I'm pretty skilled, and not a stranger to traversing adverse conditions either. Surviving in the wild isn't that difficult for me. You helped us start a fire. I'll leave it at that. I'll admit that what we did. Even if it's the soldiers who find out, as long as Sarkas don't catch us. It's not like they'll reward you with a feast. Is it worth discussing when we don't even have a crumb to eat right now? Those reunion crazies, they're the reason why it's so dire for us now. Reunion? You haven't heard? Well, you've only been recently infected, after all. They're a band of infected, and we were all counting on them to be our saviors. You fought over something? Bah! We routed Sarkas, but they were of the opinion that we killed one of their infected countrymen. Sarkas, countrymen? My daughter's dead because of them. My daughter. My girl. Oh, Do they have a leader?
9. Yeah, she's the one who chased us away.
Oh, these are the ones that were chased away for. Oh. Oh. Ah, so that's where those guys ended up. From the distillery.
There was another one they called Guard, but he's dead. Brr, I really want to roast something for dinner. I don't know what reunion is exactly, but the group we encountered were a bunch of hypocrites who belong in a dumpster. What? Heh. You want me to shake hands with the sarcasm and make peace? I'll be the next one I see to death. Right, remember the rumors we always heard? From the Ursus Tundra? To Lula? Hero the Infected, she didn't seem much at all to me. I remember she was always trailing behind 9 and never said anything more than a few words. The hearsay from those old infected weren't worth shite. 9 might have been the actual decision maker all along. This is all just useless banter. It's too late for you to join them, you knees fella.
Where did they go?
And how would I know? Back then I left in a huff with this guy in tow. I remember there being a messenger station in this direction about 12 kilometers from here.
An early rest for a day then. We have to get back on the road tomorrow.
I wonder how Chen feels hearing that. It's like, ah, yeah, that 9 lady, huh? And that Tallulah. Oh.
Nothing unusual to report. Did you hear? The Dukes seem to have bumped into each other. Duke Windermere sacrificed herself, and the other lords can no longer sit still either. The madman's legendary tale is still in my mobile terminal. Legends are useless now, but do you know who was keeping watch here at Chetley before we took command? I thought the Sarkas seized this place long ago.
Could they have been stragglers from some army? Maybe it's the Lindinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. Rumors about them that they're still active.
That's ace. They managed to stand up to the Sarkas, even though there's no decent equipment to be found here. Yeah, they're definitely veterans and roaming around the country who can take on 100 alone.
I like how these guys are just gossiping.
Right? No wonder. I mean, right? No way they're just some local thugs or worker riffraff. The scouts sent their intel. Basically, it was pretty much what the commander predicted, which was impossible to predict. Meh. Send it to the tent. I can't make heads or tails of it either. The Sarkas army's methods are just too unconventional. Sure. Wait. The scouts say that they detected a strange squad identification code.
Want to report together?
The Exemplars? Isn't that name from the War of the Four Nations? What am I supposed to tell them? Are scouts on a specter? The Exemplars. Know anything about them?
No, I'm from the Duke of Fife's 4th Infantry Battalion. That's no longer important.
You're just an infected now, and I'm basically a deserter. We're both in a wee bit of a pickle, aren't we? Didn't think I'd have to be so overcautious here in Chetley.
Bagpipe. I can't find this funny at all. Chetley is now under the army's jurisdiction. So are we...
I'm sure you have no clue how enchanting the hay piles are this time of year. I want to celebrate with me army chums back home too. But I can't expose myself so easily like that. They treat deserters no better than foul beasts on the chopping block for dinner.
You're a good one, miss. I'm sure you can sort this misunderstanding out.
Tell me that a year back and I might have believed ya. The Exemplars. Ain't that the Tempest Platoon's former name? Now back to the florist.
Still following me?
You seem strong, and we haven't eaten at all in the past 2 days. We're all fellow infected, aren't we?
So feed us! Feed us, strong lady!
We'll travel together for a while more. You might be able to see the station you mentioned after this hillside.
Or maybe it's been smashed to bits. Wait! Look over there! People, right?
Right. Stay calm. Their numbers are limited, at the very least.
Wait, hold on. The Victorians! I can see them! Are they a squad or refugees? I can see some soldier guards too.
What do we do?
This is much better than running into sarcasm, but we're still infected. Are we going to be... The infected already abandoned us. So we might as well ask them for food than starve to death out here. But besides, think about it. How many people are going to emerge from this war with apathy? Surely they'll let us live somehow? Of course. Definitely. For sure. I'm sure they will. I'll go take a look. Hey! Heavens! What's going to happen if the soldiers do turn hostile? And, you're a Yanese. What if... I think you can ease up on the anxiety. Look, they seem to be getting along well. Huh? It really does look like it. He's waving. I'll go over.
Chen watches the two infected mingle with their compatriots. Vigilance, talking, casual chatting. Soon someone puts their arm on their shoulders, and their cheery chatter reaches Chen's ear. Chen stays at her spot for a long time.
Yanese lady. I talked with them and we can travel together. Huh? Where'd she go?
She's like, not interested.
You beat a sarcasm to death. Hell yeah, you're our heroes.
Humph. Yeah, I can see why she'd walk off. She's like, wow, okay, so that's how those guys are like. Me.
You finally replied to my invitation, Duke Gododin. It seems that even you realize how serious the situation is.
Yes, it's gotten so serious that our cautious Duke Caster has actually left her territory to grace the front lines in person.
A Victorian Duke has died on the battlefield. How many years has it been since something like this has happened?
Quite a few of our fellow nobles suspect that you behind your back, you know. After all, everyone knows you never got along with the Duke of Windermere. That stubborn Windermere would never support your little plot to take over Londinium. But I know it wouldn't be you. You welcome any loss she suffers, even if they were major, but now, your problems have only increased with her death. In fact, all of us have attracted a big problem. There are rumors from outside that the young Duke Gododin today is obsessed with notions of romance, and lacks the wisdom and wits of his house. It seems that our country has become so weak that we've exhausted our ability to understand people. Don't flatter me. I'm only disinclined to care about other matters, yours included. Alas, why does this war compel us to face our responsibilities? All I can do is walk out of the winery and throw myself down at the table of today. And for this end, I've even brought a friend. It was not easy to bring him off his high-speed battleship.
Stare. To think the Duke of Wellington would grace us with his presence.
My time grows short.
I hear you met with some troubles in the front line. The Nachzera King is not an easy enemy to deal with.
Humph. No more than just a sarcasm. You must take care of yourself, after all, you're ready. I'm not at the age where I need you to tell me how old I am. The stalemate on the front line will soon end, and Windermere's defeat will have a minimal impact on the war station. We'll be able to retake the front lines in no time. Your valiant march onwards has caused the ducal armies to clash with the Sarkas military on all fronts. It's not enough. We must execute an effective offensive, then continue defending our fragmented defenses to win this war. Our counterattack must begin.
I agree.
A rare sight to see the two of you in agreement.
The Ndim is now officially declared to be under the Sarkas' occupation. This means they no longer have a need to hide. This does not bode well for us at all.
My follow-up units will assemble in 3 days. We suffered some losses in the previous war, but Wellington's battleships will still be the first to rush into the storm.
I'll participate as well, and see to it that the Dukes of Normandy and Fife join our efforts.
Abercorn and Ashworth will of course, also be reasonable people. What an unprecedented sight to behold, the Dukes speeding into Londinium on their battleships to shell the city walls. Humph, I hope there won't be a second time. Inform your troops that I will take command in this battle. Naturally. Well then, if you'll excuse me, there are many matters waiting for me to handle on the front line. And just like that, truly a swift and decisive man. I grew up listening to the tales of the Empire's death knell. But I didn't think his hair would actually turn completely white. Forming a military alliance with the other dukes used to be an earth-shaking affair, But look at us now. We can't even have a presentable meeting. Judging from his words, he's become a stubborn old man, unwilling to admit his setbacks. Duke Castor, I know nothing about war, but looking at the old Wellington's condition, I fear we won't be able to completely trust him. Castor? Indeed. Trust. No, it's nothing. I merely recalled some past events from my youth. Old Wellington, he conceals his impatience, his unease, and even his shortcomings. He is getting older as well. But he can't fool me. It's all fake. You've known him for a long time. For far too many years. Even from when I was just a little girl with no experience. What are your thoughts on the matter? The look in his eyes as he spoke of the Natsir was exactly the same as it used to be in his youth. Be it friend or foe, he is like a beast thirsting to tear the other to feast on their blood. To rip out their entrails, chew their bones, and swallow them. Hunt, devour, grow. He's always been that sort of warrior. The old man's appetite has always been good. Who was already in Duke Wellington's belly when you met him? Ivan Yevgenyevich Herkumshorn.
Oh, him!
As well as Corsica the First. I see. You were really quite young back then. There used to be a saying among the nobles in Castor territory, regarded as an ominous symbol. Victoria only has one true duke after the War of the Four Nations. For we restricted and weakened him after that forge more than 60 years. The people forget about heroes in peacetime, and the nobles repel the death knell in their fear. He revealed his fatigue earlier, but I think of and will always be thinking of something. The smile on his face when we were both young, flashed towards the endless expanse of the battlefront. He stood side by side with the Emperor of Ursus. He witnessed the Witch King's arts. He saw the greatest of monarchs and dismantled the largest modern cities to exist then. How can someone like him willingly throw himself to the slaughter? So you're telling me our man who was no choice but to swallow his pride for decades, and might still be Victoria's strongest general, has divulged his true feelings? You're the one who invited him to the table. You know he has a trump card up his sleeve. I'm feeling a little chilly. The wind outside tonight is rather strong. Chilly? Be sure not to catch a cold, Duke Gododin. Of course not. Please be at ease. Despite what everyone says about me, I really am lazy and would rather stay in my lovely estate, appreciating the countryside view than to be on the battleship. But I do like winter.
I like how honest he is. He's just like, I'd rather just laze around. Ah, I got it.
You're tinkering with the radio equipment again. Didn't I already tell you multiple times, Closure? Our recent patrols haven't gone far enough to pick up any signals coming from inside Londinium.
And I already told you so many times, I'm a Rhodes Island engineer. Look, my equipment specially made for Rhodes Island communications can now receive signals from other channels after my many modifications. Let's see. Londinium Self-Salvation Corps broadcast. Electric current noise. Repeat. Commander Clovicia and the other members who have not left are still fighting. Repeat. We need backup.
Commander Clovicia, I knew she and the others were fine. We need to hurry and tell everyone about this.
Great. They're all right. And I'm done debugging this tool in my hand. Wait, there's another message from the Rhodes Island channel. It can't be. What happened to Blaze and the rest with her? And what's with all the regular infected? Electric current noise. The disembarkment application for Londinium. Victoria has been approved. Electric current noise. Local branch operators, please make preparations. Repeat, please make preparations. Preparations, eh?
So many books here, but not even a vegetable stem to be found. The number of books won't matter if we don't find any stems. Are you sure we can find something edible here? If we don't, then we can just kick down some house doors. House doors after. Won't they put up a fight? We already took them all away. Oh, man, I'm beat. Life was so much simpler before. Swing our sword, cut someone down, swing again, cut down another, and then boom, money. But now, we can't even find a single stem to eat. Is Londinium still considered Victoria's now? I mean, we occupied it, so does it count as a new city of ours now, or is it still Victoria's? I don't know. All I know is the clouds have been gathering lately. The top of that building is extremely unusual. What's there to worry about? That's where the regent is. Do you hear a strange noise? Huh? Nah. That's so strange.
Oh, look! Steam Knight! A huge figure emerges from the shadows, and a ray of light blazes through the deathly still streets. He raises its heavy right arm, and then harshly drops it. The armor falls into silence, like it was just an illusion. A faint fire seeping from its helmet is the only sign it still lives. Oh, looks like she's back from her training arc. She stretches out her hand to touch the knight, but is forced to refrain from the residual heat on the armor. The armor remains silent. Oh, that's gonna be fun when they return. Episode 13, The Whirlpool That Is Passion. End. I like that ending. More of the Steam Knight. Oh, Steam Knight training arc must have went by well.
Your Highness, what are you looking at?
Dark clouds.
The shard's energy is gathered. According to the Confessary research, a device like this, able to manipulate Originium's reactions, will also be able to control that piece of Originium. The Dukes have begun mobilizing their forces, and in a few days...
No, I don't mean the clouds. The clouds here. What's about to happen in Londinium is set in stone. Manfred, you were born in Castel. What does it look like in your memories?
It was already the hub of your unit, of your nomadic city when I was growing up. My memories of the place, the sky was always overcast, even worse than Victoria's skies, to be honest. There was always a pungent stench of industrial waste in the air.
Chapter 13 was fun. I like how it switched point of views a lot. Would you call that place home?
I would.
Really? I was thinking how we Sarkas always travel within a haze. We are determined to tear the clouds apart. But when everything is finally revealed, the true calamity will follow. Will we make it in time? I hope the light I've been looking at can still shine then. But even if I'm already in the depths of the darkness, I believe, Teresa. I believe. I hope we get to keep the fairy mutt that we have. I hope we can keep it as our new buddy. Well, it's only gonna be friends with Holderer, but it's okay. Holderer can introduce us to it, and then maybe we can become other besties, and I can introduce that fairy mutt to my other fairy mutt buddies. And then they could have a fun adventure, I guess, together. They can go on a journey to get the ultimate, what is it, stew, curry? The ultimate food, basically. They will go traveling around, getting arts and foods. Oh, it'd be funny if Dusk draws on it. Decorate the Fernmutt's bones. Draw some nice little doodles on it. Like, that'd be cute. I feel bad for Tallulah. She's too popular for her own good. Everyone wants her to join them. Like, sheesh. And she's just like, no, I don't wanna. Stop it. It's okay, though. At least she was not taken over. She was not kidnapped or anything. Iblana, though, stop being like creepy uncle. Stop being like creepy snake uncle, okay? Girl, it ain't cool. It ain't charming. That's not how you win people over. Oh well, though. The thing that I'm most excited for episode 14 will be the Steam Night. Oh, the Steam Night returning. That's gonna be great. Other than that, I want to see more of Qian's adventures. Like, she's just going around for now. Who knows where she'll end up next? We'll find out in episode 14 when eventually that comes out. Yay! Though I'm glad I was able to actually do the thing today. Woohoo! All caught up. Yay! Now I can freely farm the events later on. Yay, yay, yay! So with that being said, thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and epic gacha luck. I shall see y'all later. Bye bye! Woohoo, success!